Good for me.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Glad you're all here tonight. Welcome to the Night Owl Lounge,
Good evening, good morning.
whichever it may be for you. It's actually nighttime for us, I guess. We're ending our night, so we thought we'd come on and talk with you guys and see what's going on.
How's everyone doing tonight? So we got Brown Dwarf, we have Owzie Sue, we got Maggie. Well, good evening, everyone.
So, as you all know, we had Blondes and Booze on this last weekend, and that was a really, really good show about the LBL and all their experiences. And we had some more phenomena happen behind us.
Yep.
And I planned on having some videos for you, but for some reason they won't upload tonight. I had them all ready and spliced out, and for some reason they're not uploading. So I'm sorry that I won't be able to show you anything, but you guys can continue to watch the background and let us know, and we'll try to make sure we can get them on the next time.
Now, if you go to that show last Sunday with Blondes and Booze, you go to the comments section. Was it Rocky again? Her comment? Rocky's comment?
Yes, Rocky.
Yeah, if you go to Rocky's comment, they got the timestamp all the way down to the second, so you can see the 5 different strange things that happened even during Blondes and Booze. So last time we did this was 2 weeks ago, and we had 5 things happen that night. So well, it's
Brad Beard.
Brad Beard. I'm gonna trim it here pretty soon. You guys aren't gonna recognize him here in about a week or so. Well, anyway, it's after midnight here, and makes me wonder if anything's going to happen. If you hear a strange voice in the background, I do have our Ovilus 5 going. So if there's any words it's going to spit out, it's going to speak it. So that might be interesting.
Now, if you guys see me looking over the side, I've tried to hook up a monitor so I can see the chat better, so maybe I can keep up.
You can see the chat better without.
No beard trimming.
No beard trimming.
I thought about letting it go and see how long, but it gets kind of hot here during the summer.
Yeah, Midwest gets hot and humid. And he needs to trim it down some. Maybe I'll give him a real long goatee and look like our goat out in the barn. Huh? A real long goatee.
So the videos we were going to show, we had a couple light anomalies, and I think one of them was actually what we've been calling a woo feather. So I don't know. The one came out of the pistol picture behind us again and kind of zipped around a little bit, and another one was by the clock, and the other one was out of the tapestry, right?
Yeah, one went zipped up and came down towards me, but disappears before it comes to me. And then the other one kind of zipped up and headed down towards you. And then we had a few of those little strange hair, dowel, feather, woo things floating by. And once again, there's no ceiling fans, there's no breeze, there's no draft down here. And I have been kind of going crazy with hair here lately. Every time I see a hair, I pick it up and I, let go of it or I blow on it just to see the reaction to it. Well, every single time these things just go straight down to the ground. They're not kind of going along. They're not going to go up and down. I can't explain it, and I don't think anybody can. Even a spider web would not go up and just stop and then zip down to a different direction. But it's been really interesting. I'm kind of hoping that something will happen tonight.
So, these phenomenon, what do you guys in the chat, if you've seen them on our past shows or some of the clips that we have shown in our past shows, what do you guys in the chat think they are? Do you think they're fairies or fae, or do you think they're spirits? Do you think they're dust? I mean, we don't think they're dust because we clean the background, all the spheres and everything, so we don't really know what they are. We're not saying they're definitely any kind of spirits or anything, but I mean, that's kind of the conclusion that we're leaning towards. But what do you guys in the chat think?
Well, Browndorf has a question.
Okay. See, Maggie's talking about trying to recreate it with hair strands. And you,
Yeah, we have several different cats upstairs, and I've tried all their different hair, short hair, long hair. We do have white, long haired two cats that are long, white haired. And I tried their fluffy hair and I blew on it just to see if it would just keep on going. There is a breeze upstairs. No, they normally just sink down and go down to the chair or down to the ground.
now,
And how old this house is, it depends if you call me and Gerald old. Because I think it was, what, 1950s, 1960s? It's not an old, early 1900s house.
no, it's
So
not. It's
I don't really remember the year. I think it's 1950s or 1960s, so it's pretty close to our age.
the field behind us. We have what, 50 acres.
I think he said about 50, 60 acres.
This house was a ranch house that he built that went with the farm. And so when he went to the nursing home, we ended up buying it from the family. And so there's been the original owner.
The original owner was here
and
shortly.
And a granddaughter, right?
Well, the granddaughter lived here for a little while.
Right, I'm just trying to say
it was
who was
empty.
in the house.
Yeah, she was here a while while it was empty.
So I think it went from the original owner to us, other than the granddaughter staying here, right?
Right.
I mean, that's how I.
And then we've been here. We're on our 19th year being in this house. Oh goodness, he said not too old, so you don't look at me and Carol is old either.
Maybe he's talking about the house, not us.
We do have the gray hair to show it.
So yeah, we've James experimented with our hair and fuzz balls or anything we can find and try to float them up behind us or in the air, and they just fall straight down. They don't do any of the loop-de-loos or any of the coming down and going sideways. And we got our furnace, since it's been such nicer weather, we got our furnace turned way down. Yeah. So it doesn't really hardly ever kick on, especially during our shows. We make sure it doesn't kick on.
The other thing I thought of is we're using our Samsung tablet. It's not night vision. There's no IR. So if you see a little round white thing buzzing back behind us, I would think if it was a fly, even if it got close to us, you would see on the camera that it was actually a fly. It wouldn't look like a light. So that's one thing that I was thinking of also. If you have night vision, yeah, a bug will look like a little white thing buzzing by. So I don't know. Anyone have any suggestions?
I mean, we're leaning towards the phenomena, and but we don't know 100%. If it's we don't think it's reflection from anything in here because we don't really change that much. Every once in a while, we'll change a tower or a sphere or something, but the lights are always the same.
Mm-hmm.
Pictures and the tapestry and the clock and everything always stay the same. The salt lamps always stay in the same place.
Cats stay upstairs. They rarely are down here unless we have a tornado warning and I'm grabbing all of them and they're coming downstairs. But cats are not allowed down here because my musical instruments and stuff. Another thing I was thinking of is the hair doesn't change shape. Also, if you notice some of the past ones and some of the ones that we have shown, they go up and they change form and they just change shape and change directions.
Then we haven't really seen any I don't know what you would call, like we're talking about squatchy. We had some glitches in the painting, and once in a while on the wall, we'll have a little bit of glitch before the object or the light phenomenon will come out. But we haven't seen a silhouette of anything like a person or a Bigfoot, if you want to call it, where we'd see any kind of stuff like that. But people thought they saw a little boy's face in the gun.
Right, that was
when the glitch came on.
Right, it was pixelating and moving and changing. And some of the other shows, certain parts of the green wall back there, you just see it just kind of glitchy and pixelate. And then other times it's absolutely clear. There's nothing moving back there. But when you do see these glitches and it starts kind of pixelating some, all of a sudden you do see a little white thing just go poof, and that's when these things are happening. Now I'm wondering, is it something back there? Could it be cloaked?
Dwarf says he doesn't pick up any bad vibes or anything from the house or us. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. We're ourselves. Yeah, I cleanse this house. I always make sure there's clearings on all four corners and protect. And even before this show, even turning on the obelisk 5, when I do this, I make sure that I have intentions that no malevolent is allowed to be close to our property, let alone down in the basement or speak through this obelisk. If anything does speak out of this, is going to be malevolent. And there's been talk on possibly a 6-year-old boy. There's 2 people that kind of picked up on a 6-year-old boy. My son and his wife and 2 young grandchildren did have a young child that I sensed up in the attic. I thought it was a girl, but it could have been a boy. So it might be interesting. I didn't turn on the EMFs.
Yeah.
I could possibly.
Yeah, they're right there if you want to grab one. Yeah, strange dreams. We both have kind of strange dreams or different ones, but a lot of times Jane can't remember hers, and the ones that I have are very vivid and usually about animals for me. I've had encountered a small horse I've found in my dream and brought it home in our minivan.
That night we were at the supper table and we had 2 girls still living here at the time, and you came out and said, "Yeah, I had a dream. I found a pony." Those 2 girls just lost it. It's like, what?
It was
Dad found a pony in his dream.
So I'm dreaming, and for whatever reason, I'm over in our old neighborhood that I grew up in. We're in my mom's house, mom and dad's house. And I'm just a block over, like I'm heading somewhere, and there's just a pony that's right there in the road. So naturally, I got out, and we don't have any rear seats in our van because we use it a lot to move stuff. And I just led the pony right in the van and brought it home, and that was the end of my dream. I don't know, but it wasn't a big one though. It was kind of a small, not quite a Shetland pony or anything, but kind of in between a grown pony and a Shetland, I guess. I don't know. Then let's see, what was the other one I had?
Your owl.
I had a dream that I'm losing track of the chat.
Uh-oh.
I had a dream that I was in forest or a clearing, like a meadow with trees all around me. And next sequence in the dream, I had an owl sitting on my shoulder, a big owl. I mean, it was huge. And it basically was saying something to me, but I could not hear what it was saying. And I don't know what I was saying, but I was talking to it too. But I don't know. I can't remember what I was saying, and I don't remember what it was saying to me.
I don't think you were meant to remember, but you did know you were talking back and forth. It makes it a mystery.
And it was a pretty owl. Very my dreams with the animals and stuff is very vivid. I have colors, and it's not really blurry. I can see the backgrounds and stuff. I mean, I could definitely tell, that they were nice, like pine trees and just normal forest trees. And the owl had really, really bright and vivid brown and white and kind of golden feathers. And his eyes were just a piercing orange.
Hi, war criminal. Hi, Susie B.
I'll get there.
I see these new people coming in. Hi, guys. Hope everyone has a coffee.
I didn't listen.
I forgot to make coffee.
And then the one after that was let's see, it would have been the little pig looking thing, fuzzy pig.
It was like a
giant tribble.
Giant tribble pig. Yeah, that's how you described it. It was this big, fluffy, silky, giant tribble looking thing. And that was right after we had that strange raccoon that just showed up to our front porch and would sit down and hold on to our railings of the door, just kind of waiting for food. And he just acted like he was around people. And we fed him hot dogs and marshmallows for a few weeks. And then all of a sudden he just disappeared. And it was about a week or so after that, you had that strange dream about the fuzzy tribble.
Susie says she's in the forest right now.
Really? Well, it's still kind of chilly for us.
Which chat should we be in?
Either or. On his tablet where the camera is, we can see both chats. And you can see Facebook too, right? On this chat.
Well, I don't know if anybody on Facebook is coming through. I only see YouTube, so I don't know.
So either chat's fine. We can see both chats.
So the dream, I was coming from my aunt and uncle's house. And when I was growing up, my aunt and uncle lived in a small little house, and there was an alley. Then there was another house right next to him. Well, my sister ended up buying that house. So her and her husband and kids lived in the house right next door on the other side of the alley from him. Well, I was coming out my aunt and uncle's front door on the sidewalk. And by the time I got almost to the alley, there was this brown, fuzzy, plump looking pig. I don't know how else to describe it other than the shape would look like a pig.
Oh, do you remember the nose at all? I mean, did it have a nose?
No, it was just all
like a pig,
it was just all fuzzy, and you could see its eyes and you could see its shape. I don't remember a curly tail or a pig tail or nothing, but that's just the shape. It almost looked like a big giant guinea pig, I guess, actually.
Like a giant guinea pig tribble.
So I'm heading towards my sister's house, and then there's that, I don't know, entity, not really a creature, but animal. And about the time that I'm leaning down and petting it.
Didn't you say you kind of rolled over like he wanted his belly?
He did. He rolled over, and his little stubby legs were up, all four of them. And I'm stroking his belly. And then Jane, which we were never married when my aunt and uncle were alive, or my sister lived in that other house. That was all way in the past from my childhood or growing up in grade school. Oh, I lost where I was.
Sorry, chat. He's trying to catch up.
And then, so Jane's coming out of the the house that would be my sister and brother-in-law's and coming down the sidewalk to meet me. And right before I'm getting ready to yell at her, hey, come over here and look at what's here, my dream ended.
Now, didn't you have one a few months ago about an animal?
Oh yeah, what was that one?
I know. It was just a few months ago. And you came out and you said, "Oh my gosh, I had another animal dream."
I don't remember what that one is now, though.
And I don't get animal dreams. I get UFO dreams and reptilian dreams. Now, come on. I should try to explain those sometime. What was that animal? It was just a few months ago.
There's no crackling or popping sounds in the walls that we can hear or comes across the recordings.
Yeah, not during the recordings. I do have, especially in the wintertime, we have kind of knocks on our walls once in a while that I'm suspecting that Sasquatch is throwing snowballs. Because I even asked him last year, I said, okay, if that was you, I want to hear two of them. And then all of a sudden I heard this thump, thump. And I went, okay. And then they stopped. But no, our house it's pretty solid. I mean, it doesn't really creak and.
But I think
make
he's
noises.
wondering if we hear stuff when this is happening, or if we hear stuff from the walls or anything.
Right.
Even probably while we're upstairs, but not usually. It always sounds like it's outside noises, anything that we.
Yeah, we are in the basement also, which you can barely hear the traffic upstairs or anything. The only thing you'll hear upstairs is the dog barking once in a while. And I know she got down. I heard her walking around.
What was that other dream though?
I don't know.
I cannot remember for the life of me.
It was just a few months ago. And it was an animal.
I'll have to think about it.
A bird or an animal. It was something.
I'll have to think about it. I don't know what it is. So we don't know if the fuzzy animal that I encountered in my dream was actually the raccoon, like you were saying, or if it was something else, or
it was it was shortly after that raccoon just disappeared. And no, we didn't go out and pet the raccoon or anything, but he just acted so friendly.
You like hot dogs?
Yeah, well, yeah.
He ate out of our. We basically just took it right out of our hand and just sat there on his butt, and just sat there with his hands up in his mouth and is eating his old little hot dog,
freaking out our cats.
But there's Rocky.
As many years, hi Rocky. As many years we've lived here, which is we're on our 19th year. When a raccoon sees us, or I open up the door or the porch light, they take off running. This little guy just kind of hangs out and, knows that, oh, the door is open. There's probably more food. And then he just kind of disappeared. I don't know what happened to the little guy. And then shortly after that is when you had that giant guinea pig tribble. But it's got to mean something.
Yeah, I don't know what it means.
And thank you, Rocky, for all the comments and the timestamps that are exactly down to the seconds. So here we are after midnight. Let's see if anything happens.
There's Aussie Sue.
Hi, Aussie Sue.
She said she had reptilian dreams.
I've had one, and I guess I will go ahead and explain it. It happened 2 years ago, and it was a Mother's Day weekend. Long story short, it was not a good weekend, and I was just kind of down and out. And that Sunday night after Mother's Day, well, I should just say our kids are scattered all over the place, so it's very rare that you get to see them. I usually get a text or phone call, something like that, which I understand. Well, anyway, get to that. That night, which would have been 2 years ago, pretty much exact. When I woke up, I mean, sure, everyone has dreams. You wake up and you kind of remember that you're talking to people, you're doing something, but by the time you go to the bathroom or smoke a cigarette or get coffee, you don't remember nothing. I mean, it's gone. But some of these that I have, a few times my whole life, they're very vivid. I can remember every single detail to this day. And some of them are several years ago. So anyway, in this dream, what's wild is when I saw it, I only saw like what's in front of me. I didn't see like my surroundings, like what was around me. But it looked like I was walking into like a sunroom, like a screen door. And when I walked in, there was a bunch of windows that were lined up. And it's like I was going down the hall, but I didn't see in front of me and I didn't see next to me. All I saw was the windows. I realized something was moving. And so I looked down at the window and there was a reptilian crunched all the way down like he was hiding. And he looked up at me and I went, okay. And I took one step forward and I went, are you good or bad? So I turned around. That's when it got up and it was heading over towards where the screen door was. I had absolutely no fear. And when I went over to the screen door, this is what is bizarre. It was the kind of handles that is round on the side and that kind of curls up. So you grab it and it opens like this. We don't have any screen doors like this. We have the old fashioned ones. So all I did without fear or running over there, I grabbed the handle of the screen door. And when he came around and tried to open up the screen door, I still had the screen door, but I saw his like half invisible, like he was opening it up, but it wasn't a full screen door. It was like in a different dimension or something. It slipped out of his hands and it shut, but I didn't feel it shut with the screen door that I had. I hope I'm making sense. So then he tries it again. He opens up again. Once again, it was invisible and it went through his fingers and slammed shut to my screen door. He looked at me like, and I didn't hear him speak, but the way he looked at me was like, excuse my language, shit, she's one of them. And that was the end of it. And I woke up the next morning, and these last 2 years, I swear I feel very little fear. I mean, no fear of anything. And I don't know what it means. I've never been a special kind of person. I mean, it's to me, I don't understand. Like, why did it look at me like, crap? I don't want to say it again, that it was scared of me. And I still don't understand that, the half screen door. And I didn't feel any emotion when I was holding on to the handle. And why was the handle one of these little round type that kind of swirl around that opens this way? So that was my reptilian dream. And it actually has helped me with just no fear. Unless I have a bad energy feeling in the backyard. Once in a while, I do kind of feel something off and I will go inside. So yeah, that was my reptilian dream.
And then did you mention that,
or vision? I think it's a vision. It wasn't a dream.
did you mention every time that you had the dream that somehow you had the feeling that you need to come to me?
Oh, yeah. This has,
So we kind of, well, let her tell the story, then we'll get to how we feel that somehow we've been connected in past lives or other dimensions or however you want to describe it. But
well, the things that I'm remembering when I first wake up, it is like you're with a bunch of people. I don't really recognize their faces too much. It's not like past relatives or anything. And I know I'm kind of busy and doing things, but this has happened, I'm guessing 6 or 7 times, maybe these last several years, that I do, I do remember finding him and going up to him and just hugging him. And it's not like the emotion is like, wow, it's over. We're back together. It's just hard to explain. It's like we were separated, and I'm not crying or anything like that, but I'm always burying myself into his chest. And I know that it's him, not really seeing his face. You just kind of know who you're with. And can't explain that. I keep coming out and I'm saying, well, honey, I said, I just had another dream about you and came up to you. And once again, I'm happy that, I'm seeing him. Maybe he came back from a mission or me. I don't think it was like a war type scene or anything like that, but I'm always hugging him and burying myself into his chest and feel safe.
So we've been told by people, that we've been in past lives together and we're connected.
Or a parallel world. Are we together
And
in a different parallel world that's slightly different?
and one of them said that I was a soldier, like in World War One or whatever, and she was a nurse, so it was like a soldier nurse love story. And I don't know if I really necessarily believe that one.
I don't connect myself as a nurse.
I mean, not
either.
that somewhere in some other dimension or timeline that we're not like that, but we don't feel a connection to that story somehow. I mean, or at least it hasn't came to us yet that we have a connection with that. But what we do kind of believe is maybe the old West, possibly the early 1800s or earlier, when West was starting to be developed, that possibly I was a cowboy or sheriff or outlaw. I don't know which. It hasn't came to us yet. And Jane was my love interest, or we were connected somehow. So that's the kind of the story that resonates the most with us, whether it's true or not, or whether it actually really happened. We haven't had any confirmation, but just deep down between both of us, that's what we feel.
Some people don't believe in reincarnation. I'm kind of back and forth. I was raised in the church believing, there's no such thing as reincarnation. But with all these stories of like a 3-year-old boy remembering his name and even in the Air Force and knew what the plane he flew and all that, you just can't explain some of that. So I do kind of wonder if, the Matrix was like that we do kind of get recycled back here. And the term hell on earth, do we come back? Have to start all over again until we do get to that energy level and vibration that we're supposed to and are able to move on properly. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
But we were told that we've been together in multiple past lives and always connected one way or another, not necessarily husband or wife or anything, but we've always been involved in each other's lives in our past lives. And we have that feeling that we've been connected. From the moment we met, we had that feeling.
Right. This is my 3rd marriage, and he's also had a previous marriage. So when we got together, we had the Brady Bunch for a while in this house until they grew up and finally moved out. But anyway, I was a single mom for 12 and a half years and stopped dating altogether for 2.5 years, and I gave up and I just went, I'm just going to stay single for the rest of my life because I'm tired of trying. And I was a worship leader in church during that time. And I was up on stage with my guitar and singing Easter songs on Easter Sunday. And he walks in because his brother went to my church and we met that day. 6 months later, we started dating because I wanted to make sure that he was a proper type of guy. And 6 months later, we started dating. Then 6 months after that, I felt so safe with him and I felt like I've known him forever. It just, just the feeling like, wow, I finally found him. And 6 months after we started dating, I got married. I'll take a chance. Third marriage, and we're on our 19th year.
So I wanted to address Aussie Sue's thing about how powerful human beings are, and that they're scared of us, we're waking up.
Oh, you mean with my reptilian dream?
Yeah, I think
I'm not in the. I'm not behind. I am behind on chat. I'm sorry.
I am now too. But yes, we are very powerful beings. Our minds are infinite. Our wisdom could be, our physical could be, our bodies could be, but whether you believe in we were corrupted by sin or corrupted by alien DNA or whatever reason you think is going on, but they definitely want us. And people don't realize how much power they have in this world and other worlds and other dimensions. I mean, we can dream travel, soul travel, we can go places in our dreams, and maybe that is part of another dimension that we're actually, I mean, people say that maybe our dreams are the real world, and then we wake up, what we think we're waking up to is really the dream, or
back and forth.
the other life.
People can stop their dreams and control their dreams. I don't know how they can do that.
So that's the one thing I would want to tell everybody, not only to spread love and peace, because that's the most powerful message you could have for one another, is to be kind to everybody and respectful and show your love to everybody. That puts out a lot of power out in the universe, let alone once you, I'm going to say meditate, but once you actually get into the process of trying to raise your consciousness and your frequency, you become so much more aware of the paranormal and the stuff going around you, and you start seeing things in your daily life that you never noticed before, and you start to get more control over your environment, just like Ossie was talking about. They don't realize, we don't realize how much power we actually have. I mean, you'll start opening up your pineal gland and being able to see stuff and think stuff and have thoughts come to you. It might be downloads from the Akashic records. It could be anything. However, it could be your higher conscious self,
right,
giving you messages on what you need to do, or what your experiences, or what you need to go through to improve yourself and to raise your frequency even higher. But we are such strong individuals, mentally and physically, but yet we live in this world where everything is trying to corrupt us and
dumb us down.
Yeah, dumb us down. I mean, we know that's happening, or trying to happen.
Well, one thing that I kind of learned from that vision, because I don't think it's a dream, because it's a vision or an experience that I had that night while I was sleeping. No one really knows. There's a lot of theories behind these. But what I was kind of thinking is, if you've been following our shows, we used to be in a church world, but we left quite a few years ago. And I see ourselves as supernatural, paranormal, conspiracist Christians. And you put all of it together and it's one. Now, I've also kind of seen that, I do believe in the Bible, but it's been taught to us wrong in church buildings. So all these 10, 12 years that I've been on my own, I've had my own relationship with God and asked him, I want to know the truth. Please show me the truth. All these rabbit holes just kept opening up and opening up and opening up all these years. And I do feel that when, not to get too religious here, but if you've ever said the sinner's prayer, you ask Jesus to come into your heart. Well, what does that really mean? Well, you want him to come and live inside of you. That's your heart chakra area. That's where your soul and everything is. So if Jesus lives inside of you, and Jesus is one with God, and God is one with Jesus, that means God is in us. So is the Holy Spirit. So is Jesus. And I also feel that every time we lose a loved one or a close friend or a family member, you feel a part of them inside of you also. I This is just my opinion. I feel like we're all one. Eventually we're all going to be all together and we just become one, if that makes any sense. Well, is that why the reptilian looked at me? I'm a part of God. I'm part of that love side, the creator side. So that could possibly be too, that he really like, whoa, she's one of those because I have the power inside of me because of the heavenly side. I hope that makes sense.
Thanks, NAC, for subbing. I'm trying to keep up with chat and tell our stories at the same time. I'm not very very good at this yet.
I'm not sure which chat it might have been.
I think he was in Williams.
Yeah,
I think he subbed to Williams' channel, which is fine because
we're all
on the same platform, and we're all sharing the channels together. We're broadcasting out on William's channels as ours, and when William broadcasts, he comes out on Midwest Night Watchers, and we do the Sunday and Saturday shows in the morning together. The morning brew.
Yep.
And Dennis Carroll is there. I mean, it was William and Dennis to start with, and then they kind of adopted me, I guess. I don't know how else you would say it, but.
And then the midnight shows, we kind of got to the point of William's going to do every other week. I think his is on a Tuesday, and then we'll kind of do every other week on a Wednesday. So that way we don't get too burned out on too many shows going on.
And then we're gonna also get back out in the backyard on how all this started, and start filming the night skies and constellations again to see what we see. And there might be some nights, whether I play hooky from work or we do it late night, if the evening's nice, we'll try to show a live view of the sky while we're streaming, or we just might have a campfire outside while we're streaming and just talk to you from there. I don't know how well we'll do in chat, but
yeah, I've been heading out there some. The nights are still kind of chilly, but there's been a few warm nights, and I've been getting my ATM binoculars out, which is night vision, and checking out the field. And for some reason, so far this year, I'm seeing mostly bugs. I'm only seeing a couple orbs, and it's normally just like a field of orbs out there. So either it's too early, or I need to go out there and focus on more energy and send out stuff. And I don't know, but I know they were out there last winter. I froze myself last winter a couple times going out there and checking around. And I know I saw some orbs, no bugs, of course. And I tried to record, couldn't see. I know I saw one or two on that while I was hitting record, but you probably wouldn't have seen it anyway because it was so cold. I'm just shaking and bouncing. And but I know that I did see a couple orbs last winter. But yeah, hopefully the nights will start warming up, and I am sitting out there. I have seen a few weird things up there. I've seen a few fade out. I've seen a couple little blinks. One was blinked twice just out of the corner of my eye, and I looked over and it would not blink anymore. And I did see one kind of strange light thing, which I know other people saw. I saw a post on Facebook that one guy saw it in Texas, one guy saw it in North Carolina. If I saw it in Illinois, it was similar to the mothership that our very first video, if you scroll all the way down on our channel, but it was coming a totally different direction. It was cigar shaped and a bunch of lights, and then it just kind of faded out and disappeared. But I didn't record it. I didn't have anything with me. I was just sitting in the backyard. So yeah, hopefully soon we'll start getting some activity and some recordings and upload. Other than that, it'll be our live shows.
Yep. So we're gonna try to get out in the backyard again, how this all started, but we'll still do stuff in the house and this show, and we just might change it up once in a while and give you guys a different view, a different vibe, and see how you guys all like it. And who knows, maybe we'll get Chiro playing some handpan or some Indian flute while we're sitting out there by the fire.
Yeah, by the fire, yeah. That would do good. Now I hear the dog walking around. I'm not sure if that.
And it's what, she just moaned a little bit or something.
Was that her moaning though, or a cat growl?
I think it was her.
Yep.
So it's 1:15 in the morning here because I get home just a little after midnight.
And 45 minutes already.
And I saw a dwarf. Dwarf said it was 11:11 for him, and
we just missed one.
Aussie Sue said it was 4 something for her. I didn't see if it was AM or PM in the UK or in Australia. I don't.
Was that 4 in the afternoon?
And then NAC said he was. I think they were at the same time for us. I think. I don't know how Alabama shouldn't be the same as us.
Alabama might be Eastern. We're Central.
Oh yeah, we're Central time.
It's 2:15 for war. Yeah, yeah, Eastern. Yeah, we're usually up till around 2 in the morning anyway. Then I can't sleep till 4 or 5 almost every single night.
So we might have to upgrade our Wi-Fi so we can get Wi-Fi out in the backyard better. But we did pretty good last year being out by the fire pit.
Yeah. We'll experiment.
Susie D says it's 11:15. So yeah, we got people in all kinds of different time zones and different countries, and
a lot of people up late.
I don't know how I highlighted everything, but
let's see, we got 9 over in Williams chat. Hi everybody over in Williams, and we've got 7 in ours.
Yep.
Cool. A lot of night owls.
So if you saw me type in on Facebook, I was just trying to make sure our channels were going out live on Williams and our Facebook.
Did it work?
Yeah, they both came up, but you couldn't distinguish one from the other. It just said Midwest said, "Hi, everyone."
Why am I not getting any notifications from Facebook that we're
live? I finally figured out that I did not actually even turn on the bell on my own channel.
Well, so way to go.
So that's why I don't get notifications.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I should have made a cup of coffee. Doggone
so Maggie's in Australia.
All right, we got a lot of Australians. Cool.
So, like I said, we were gonna do this show on the phenomena in the background, but like I said, we don't really know 100% what it is. We're feeling that it could be a spirit or entity. We don't know. It could be a fae. And we're hoping people in chat would let us know if they see anything again, you know, like Rocky has been, and let us know what they think it is. Go get coffee.
Yeah, as Jesus said, go get coffee. I almost did with it. I knew the dog was walking around upstairs. It wouldn't take too long. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go get coffee. Thank you, Susie B. I'm going to go get coffee.
All right. So yeah, NAC, that's how we started. We actually we started with Facebook first, but we didn't go live or anything. We were just posting our videos, our outdoor videos of constellations to see if anybody would say anything, or it was basically for family and friends to look at, you know. Then other people started finding them, and so then we made our YouTube channel. And that was even before we started streaming, because like you just said in your post that we couldn't get enough subscribers either to go live or anything on YouTube. And then I found William's show and started out in the chat. And then the more questions I asked and stuff, William got a hold of me and we started talking and through Messenger and stuff. And that's how it all started for me. And then he asked me to be on his platform with our show, even though we just really just started streaming, me and Jane, talking about our videos. We weren't even doing stuff like this or having guests or anything. We were just basically showing our videos and just talking to people. But we're keeping this that's why we ended up naming this show the Night Owl Lounge, because we wanted to do it after I got home from work, because a lot of times the mornings when you get up, it doesn't really work very good for us, and we're wide awake when I get home anyway. So we thought, well, what better time than to get on YouTube and see who's all out there, see how many night owls are out there. And we wanted to concentrate on you guys in chat and talk to you instead of just talking to you and not really involving you guys. We think that's not really a downfall, but I know when we're in other people's shows, you know, it's hard to keep up with chat and really respond because you're talking to a guest or or you're telling your story. And so we're actually really trying to gear this towards you guys and get you guys involved in what we're doing and what we're talking about. And hopefully you guys will give us subjects and give us critique us, let us know how we're doing, let us know if we need to change something. Or very good, NAC, 140 subs. Our subs have been going up since we've been doing these shows, and the more people are finding us. And of course it kind of helps, that we have friends. And Jessica, the Cryptid Hunters, has had us on her show, and Marty Nanaboss has had us on her show. We've been on Texas Front Porch, and we just got other shows lined up that we're going to be on their shows, and we got a bunch of guests lined up for our Sunday shows at 6 p.m. Central. So we got a lot of people that you guys will probably know that is going to come on and just have a general chit chat. And
yeah, we're booked all through July, or do we have one opening in July?
Well, this Sunday's open.
Oh yeah, this Sunday is open. We may just be doing a chat night. If that's okay. Maybe we'll talk about crystals and gemstones or something like that.
Well, I kind of had an idea of talking about if anybody knows. I like time travel. I like time travel and glitches. And I thought about basically
what's up with those wild cows in Australia?
I didn't know there was any wild cows.
That's new. What's the story about wild cows in Australia? Are you talking about kangaroos?
I'm sure they got cows too.
I sure wouldn't want a rabid kangaroo in my backyard.
Thanks, Susie. We appreciate you.
I love you, Susie B. Thank you for letting me get coffee.
So what's up with the wild cows in Australia? Huh?
I don't know. Maggie?
Are they going in circles? Because they did that in the U.S. for a while, where the herds would keep going in circles.
It was a bunch of different animals and birds and things. I forgot about that. They're all going in
circles.
circles.
The goats were doing it. The cows were doing it. They were just nonstop.
I wonder if they're still doing it and they're just covering up the videos. I forgot about that.
So either we'll talk about crystals and frequencies Sunday. We haven't really decided, but I was kind of myself just thinking about time travel and the story of the Philadelphia experiment.
We could have a camera upstairs and watch the animals at the same time. Have a pet cam going. We could.
Well, we know what the dog was doing anyway.
Yeah. Well, what?
Who's
to say that kangaroo. We're down here that something isn't going on up there? The little phenomena flying around. We could have a pet cam going down upstairs. Some other people do that. I've seen other people's shows. They have a small little camera with their dog or something.
So how many in chat right now know anything about the Philadelphia experiment? Would you like to hear a story about that, or would you like us to dig into crystals and pick out some of our spheres and crystals and talk about them and frequencies? And
hi, Monster.
Oh, Monster Radio.
Yeah, hi, Monster.
I'd love to watch the fur babies.
Well, we have too many cats. I'll let you guys count. I'll let you guys count. I mean, you can go upstairs right now and hook up that camera.
We got plenty of devices right now. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sitting right in front of us now that could stream.
And you got that. You just got that thing in the mail the other day to clip on the giant TV and just stream into our living room. And
well, the idea was I was gonna hook that up and have my phone in a special holder that I can mount and clamp to almost anything I want. And I was going to show a close up of the picture and clock and stuff from a different perspective or different angle to see if we
Yeah.
can physically catch that coming out of the picture and flying away from the picture, or is it just like a light phenomena that stays against a wall, or almost like a shadow person would?
Right. Yeah. We're kind of planning one of these nights if we have a second angle kind of showing, and we can go back to that timestamp and go, okay, are we seeing it on this different angle? So we're trying to debunk things as much as we can. We don't want to mislead anybody, but we do know that, well, you chat started it. Or actually, did I start it when I saw something behind your head? Now everybody else is seeing it. Susie B started calling it woo feather, so I give Susie B the credit for the woo feather.
War Criminal says he'd like to hear about the Philadelphia experiment.
All right.
Susie B asked if it was about the ship and the men getting stuck in the walls, and yes, it was.
Yep.
And does anybody remember the guy that brought out the story that talked about all that? Because that's what the story I want to talk about is the guy that actually gave his eyewitness and the weird accounts that happened to him.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Looks like everybody's saying Philadelphia experiment so far.
All right.
NAC is researching early Native Americans and Canadian Sasquatch. And
I love learning Native American Indian legends.
Moose Tooth.
Yep. William.
No, not William. Travis. Travis Moose Tooth is up there. He's a Native American, and he tells a lot of stories of cryptid and their Native American history and oral stories that's been passed down to him, and he tells some really awesome stories. He's been on Jessica, he's been in SOR, he's been in a lot of shows. Yeah, he's really knowledgeable. So you might want to look him up, NAC, and let alone maybe reach out to William Nighthawk, who I'm with, and he might be able to. Yeah, he's Native American. Knows quite a bit. Yeah, the Montauk, the same guy was in the Montauk experiment along with the Philadelphia experiment. Does anybody remember his name? I know his name, but I don't want to say it until Sunday we start talking about it, unless you guys come up with it first and let us know. Yep, he was on Cryptus Hunter several times. He's a great guy. I've been talking to him through Facebook and Messenger. He's been telling me stories and stuff about Thunderbirds, rock people, little people, shadow people, all kinds of awesome stories he has. And I'm trying to get him to come on the show, but I need to nudge him a little more, I guess. But right now, just like everybody else in Canada, they're experiencing the wildfires and smoke. Well, I'm seeing it. We're starting to see the sky was orange tonight, and the moon was just not moon. I mean, the sun going down. The sun was really fuzzy, and it was obvious. You know, we've seen this before with our own wildfires, but the wildfires up there in Canada. Hi, Penny. Hi, Penny. Yeah, we're starting to see the orange glow, and so it's going to mess up our sky vision too. Talking to Travis, he said he was evacuated, or he's not at his normal place right now, so he didn't want to come on the show. Because I actually asked him to come on this Sunday since we had somebody cancel and had other conflict of dates. But he wouldn't be able to stream very well, and with the fires and stuff, I don't want to try to get him to do that. So we're going to schedule him some other time. And our daughter lives in southern Alberta, Canada. And Calgary, I think, is 3 hours away. Well, if anyone's seen the pictures of Calgary, they're pretty smoked out. And my daughter said they're starting to get on the high alert for smoke in her area. So everyone pray for Canada and the wildfires. So you'll have to let us know, anybody in chat, if you have a good story, or if you have your own podcast or YouTube or Facebook, and you can always come on our show and we'll schedule you and get you on. And that'll be a Sunday night show because, like I said, this one we kind of focus in on the chat, but not to say we won't ever have anybody on this show. Maybe we'll pull somebody from the chat to come on and tell a
On a
story.
Wednesday? Let me check that on.
On tonight's,
Yeah.
like tonight's show on a Wednesday, if there's something comes up, and who knows, maybe we'll throw the link out there some night and let somebody tell a story.
Yeah. So far, nobody said they've seen anything behind us. Got the same amount of lights on.
Dude, they're too enthralled with you drinking your cup of coffee, I guess.
Tastes good. I may be up all night anyway. I'll just let you sleep for a while and I'll wake you up early in the morning and say, okay, we're tilling the garden. I'm getting the garden in. I'll just stay up all night and plant the garden tomorrow.
That sounds like fun.
I do need to get it going. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Skinwalkers and Wendigos. I like them too. We can set up a Sunday for you to come on and.
Yeah, I've got William on my phone. There's 11 people over there. Hi, everybody over at William's chat. We're down to 4. Uh-oh. We lost some people unless they hopped over back to Williams. they're hopping back and forth. Well, I kind of do that too. I'm on Rob's, and you go to Texas Front Porch, then you go to Blondes and Booze, and then somebody else is on the same time, so you got to hop over there and say hi.
Yeah. I think every time I get ready to click on something, that moves up one, and so I feel like I got to go back and like I'm missing. See, I just did it again. Like I'm missing somebody.
Yeah.
There you go. Susie B says she's in both rooms. That's what we do too.
Yeah.
That's why we have our phones and tablets going at the same time, right, so we can chat in both rooms. And because we got friends that some of them are in Texas Front Porch, some of them are in Bigfoot, Michigan Rob, some of them are in Blondes and Booze, and even with Evan's show or Jason's show, not Evan, Jason's show, we have people in there that we got to know, and we like to chat with them while their shows are going on. And
then Tom, NCCPP, he's on at the same time, so I gotta be on over at his, and sometimes Jessica overlaps with people. So we had our tablets for 4 years, I guess. So then just this past year, we ended up upgrading, getting the new tablets. We've got old tablets that we can hook up to one chat, then we got the new tablets, and then we can do our phones. But after a while, trying to keep up with all 3 chats, it's kind of difficult.
I thought I saw some lights on the corner of the picture earlier. I'll check. Comment later. Yeah, let us know what the timestamps are if you see anything. And yeah, she's on a phone and a laptop. Yeah, now we've got our tablet hooked up to that's a TV, right? It's not. That's actually a TV that can be used as a monitor, but it's not. I have HDMI going into it, but I don't think the resolution is very good. But I can definitely see chat a lot better than on the tablet. So are you reading the chat over there? Yes, everybody's probably seeing me looking sideways, but yeah, I'm reading it on the TV instead of the tablet, and using the mouse to maneuver the chat on the tablet. Okay, so we have a phone, a tablet for the camera. Your tablet for Facebook, and my phone, and a TV back there. And my phone's just sitting there being dumb, not doing anything. Oh. And a novelist that hasn't said anything yet, except for the very first word that it always spits out words when you first turn it on. Yeah, it's getting awful quiet. I wonder why it's not. It's not going off. We could probably do an Ovilus show one night. Just have. No, we're trying. It's on. And then people can in the chat can help us ask it questions. Is anyone down here that want to talk to the Ovilus? You've been showing up behind us. All you gotta do is pick it up and show them. in case nobody's ever seen an obelisk.
And spill my coffee.
Well, that's all right.
It's probably gonna go off now. Gonna go off. That's the obelisk. There's a speaker. Ah, shown. It just said a word.
Well, you just showed it to everybody.
It just says shown. That's what the word is. If you can see the word and see if you can get. So the first word said truck, but it always spits out a word. Yeah, it just came out and said shown. Hello. Are you trying to show yourself? You are allowed to be shown. There's people watching behind us. So yeah, this is called an obelisk. This is the latest one. It's obelisk 5. And it's not an app. They actually have to use their energy or their vibration or something to speak
What did it say?
through it. It said wish.
Wish. Unholy.
Unholy.
Well, that's not good.
Hello. Blind. Blind around.
Fate. Drift.
Fate. Drift. Children. Vowel. Okay, am I picking up too much?
I don't know what you're picking
Yeah,
up.
I'm picking up too much electricity around me or something. That's really spitting out, and you normally don't spit out like this. Interesting.
Now-
Okay, I'm putting you back down.
Now, I think it was NAC that said about
You're done.
about spirit animals or protector animals, and I think I think mine is the owl. I used to be like everybody else and think maybe the wolf, but just because I like wolf pictures and
Right.
you know that's just a normal animal that you pick. But I now after my dream and all our encounters, I think back of all the encounters my whole life of owls being around. I think my animal or spirit animal is the owl.
I really don't know. I've loved wolves my whole life, but my maiden name is Wolf. So I don't know if that's why I really am fascinated with wolves. So I have been a lover of all animals and all birds. So I don't know if I really have a distinct spirit animal. I don't know.
Me, I guess.
Well, I had a vivid dream of reptilian. I hope that's not my spirit animal.
Well, that's not an animal. I mean, I guess. Well,
Well,
I guess
we don't know what they are.
well, I guess a reptilian, a reptile could be,
Well,
but
yeah,
I
is it
don't know.
Yeah, it's reptile's not an animal. An animal's an animal. A reptile's a reptile.
Well, it could be a snake, could be a lizard, could be a whatever it is. I don't know what you saw.
I've never really been shown a certain animal, I don't think, or a professional telling me myself of what my spirit animal is. It might be a wolf. I do love wolves, but I love moose too. So is a moose one of the spirit animals?
So the electronic equipment, other than the tablets and phones, that's the stuff that we've acquired, upgrading,
Yeah.
and now we're utilizing it to help us out with chat and shows and stuff. But the paranormal stuff, we just got involved in it because we would watch Ghost Hunt and all the shows on cable, and we'd see something there, so we'd look it up on Amazon or in the ghost shop, you know, and oh, well, that's not too bad. So
the ghost shop is a good place to go.
we'd look at it, so we'd buy, you know, we'd buy a cheap EMF meter, you know, because we're not really sure if any of it really is anything or not. You know, I mean,
Well, I'm gonna set off some EMF meters in different places in the backyard since we have suspicions of a clan that's been kind of hanging around for the last 2 years. I haven't seen anything, just kind of heard and experimented with some odd stuff. So I'm kind of wondering if they will go off in the backyard as soon as it starts warming up some. But I have been told the Sasquatch do like to set them off, but they also break them, which is, I guess, okay, fine. They're only they're cheap on Amazon. Just don't keep breaking them, or I'm not going to put them in the backyard anymore. But we'll see. I just hope it starts warming up here soon.
so over the past several years, we've been buying, you know, an EMF meter, or our biggest purchase was probably the Ovulus.
The Ovulus, yeah.
Was the most expensive, so we had to save up for it and really decide, well, okay, do we really want to do that? And then we're glad we did. It's a nice piece of equipment, and we think things are coming through to it, but just like this now, we think there is also interference with
Yeah.
it that might make it say words that aren't necessarily related to what we're doing or
Well,
anything we're talking about.
I realized that when I was trying to charge it one day and have it on, the thing was just spitting out words, just nonstop, nonstop. Well, once I unplugged it, it stopped. So just like now, it picked up a couple words, but then when I held it in front of a phone, 2 tablets, TV, it was just starting to go off, go off, go off. So I know it wasn't being reliable. So once I put it down, which is still on our table over here, it's not going off anymore.
NAC and Monster Radio. I don't know if I have you on Facebook or not under my normal account or anything, but send me an email at Midwest Night Watchers at gmail.com, and we'll try to get hooked up on Messenger or something, and we'll see what we can work out, whether we're on your show or you guys come on ours, and we'll work something out.
And if you're on Facebook, it's Geryl, Geryl, last name of Fountain, like a water fountain. You should be able to find them. Nobody has a name of Geryl.
Well, I don't know.
Well, it might be, but just type in Geryl, you'll find them.
So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and look me up or send me an email, and we'll see what goes on. Yep, they both said okay, I guess, or cool.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much, and look forward to talking to you.
I think people are hopping back and forth.
Probably.
We got 9, we got 7.
It says 20 up on for everybody.
Oh, there you okay.
So I hope you guys like these shows. I mean, we enjoy chatting with you. You know, we want to hear stories from you all, and you know, I mean, we got plenty of stories that we can tell, and I mean, we can go down the Bigfoot Road and Dogman, and not that we've necessarily going to say that we've seen them or had an encounter with them, but
I've never really.
We've been. I personally, since grade school, have been reading about UFOs and strange, weird stuff and UFOs, and I spent my whole younger year or something.
Yeah, it did go off, and it says lasting.
Lasting, oh. Mm-hmm. So I spent my early adulthood working a late job, and I'd listen to Art Bell back in the early 90s or whatever, when shortly after, I can't remember when he came out, but it was shortly after that I started listening to him every night, and that was one of the stories that I really like, was the Philadelphia experiment, where he had the guy on live talking to him. Art did, and I don't know if he was on George Norrie's show too, but definitely Art Bell show, and that was awesome. That and Malachi Martin, I love that story too, about him being involved in a Catholic church and exorcisms, and talking about the last pope, the Black Pope, which everybody's talking about now, is coming out a lot, is about the Black Pope, not the one, not the color, the color of his skin, but the black part. Pope is being. Need to look that up. It's so, like I said, I hope you guys enjoy this show, because we really like talking to you guys, and you know, I don't know what subject we'll talk about. Like I said, could be anything from stuff we're experiencing here. Actually, we're not really even experiencing it. We don't even half the time know it's even going on behind us. And
right, except when we were doing 2 separate screens, and I was in the other room down here at the basement, and I saw the thing go behind you.
But this show, we really, you know, the midnight show on Wednesday nights or early Thursday morning, whichever way you want to look at it. We want to concentrate on you guys in the chat and get to know you, and and let you know how much we really appreciate you. And most of you are friends that we've talked to or said hi to in other people's chats. And
Oh,
you guys
thank
have been
everybody.
so gracious and come over and join us on our shows. And we're trying to pick times that don't conflict with other shows, you know, especially
Right.
ones that we've been involved in. And
Now, Brandy and Krista, was at 8 o'clock, but that was Mother's Day, and we gave a little more times. But normally we're going to be 6 o'clock on Sundays. And I hope I don't offend anybody, but
Oh, let's-
I smoke cigars. I'm dying for smoke, and I'm going to smoke in front of you.
oh, let's hear them. What are you talking about, Susie? You want to hear the obvious or you want to hear the stories? Because I for some reason, my pea brain can remember Art Bell shows and George Norrie shows and
Don't have a pea brain.
and shows that I hear on the radio or on YouTube. For some reason, all that information sticks in my head. And this out of nowhere, I'll get this, whether it's a download or a conscious being telling me, you know, well, what if you put that and this together and come up with this? And it's just crazy how some of that stuff works, where one thing leads to another, and we believe everything is all connected, whether it's spiritual, no matter what your faith is or what you believe in as far as a creator or who it is, and all this supernatural stuff going on. It's all connected, because if you read the Bible, there's all kinds of supernatural stuff going on. I mean,
Right.
if you believe in a creator and you believe in all that stuff, you have to believe in the supernatural, because everything that happened during the story, especially of Jesus, was all supernatural. So how can you not believe in the other aspect of the supernatural and say, oh no, I don't believe in ghosts, I don't believe in Bigfoot or Dogman or UFOs or anything, but yet there's supposedly, you know, you can interpret the Bible as the wheel inside the wheel is a UFO, and
Ezekiel.
there's creatures in the Bible that are supernatural or dimensional, and Jesus walked through walls during his time here on earth, so he was part man, part God, and was able to create all this stuff and miracles that happen. So I mean, just being a Christian, you have to believe in the supernatural. I lost track of chatting because I was yapping so much.
I like to share a little saying that we like to live by. Life is like a buffet line. Eat off your own plate. And if you really think about that, there's some people that has different things on their plate, and we may have something totally opposite of our plate. And it could cause division. And they're, you know, let's just say you're in a restaurant, they come up and they say, I realize you don't have anything on your plate that is on my plate. Why don't you like anything on my plate? Everything on my plate is good. You know, and you're looking at them like, no, I'd rather choose what I want to choose on my plate. Well, I don't care if you're Buddhist or if you're Catholic or you're pagan or you're Jewish or whatever. It doesn't matter to us. I just ask the same respect to us. You know, just because somebody in chat might mention something about the Bible, it doesn't mean they're attacking your religion or your belief or what you chose to put on your plate. So if everyone would just focus on your own plate, your own life, if someone else believes differently, we all believe differently. Just, I guess sometimes I wish people would just keep their opinion to themselves sometimes and just say that you're not offended. You know, that we all have different beliefs. We don't know. None of us are experts. We're all together, thinking together, open-minded, discussing things, going, hey, what if this? What if that? What if this? But none of us really know for sure. So I have my plate and stay off of it.
And if I bring up, you know, being a Christian my whole life, you know, I was raised in the church, and we still believe.
Yep.
But if I bring up a reference in the Bible, or if I bring something up, and there's no way am I trying to diminish anybody else's opinion or how they live their life or judging anybody. It's just because that is the knowledge that I was raised with. It's just something that we believe, and I'm not trying to spew it out to hurt anybody or to convince them of anything that I believe in. It's just a basis on what I base my ideas off of, or I add to a story of, say, supernatural. So that's why I brought up Jesus walking through walls. It's in no way am I trying to bring up anything Christian to try to convince you of anything or any kind of doctrine. It's just information that I know. Like I said, it's weird how my brain just stores stuff, and I might bring it up because that's how I was raised in the Christian faith, and I know that the Bible really well, and plus, I kind of mix that up with Art Bell, so you never know what you're going to get between Christian theory and alien and a Bigfoot or a UFO that I happens to pop in my head. That one time in the Bible I read this, and it kind of sounds like it's a UFO.
Well, look at all the movies of the Matrix and things like that, or disclosures. Oh, I lost my train of thought, actually. Well, no, I found it now. Like the Marvel characters and stuff. If we only have possibly at the most 10% of our brain, if we had 100% of our brain and was able to do all the metaphysical gifts and supernatural things that we can do, we probably could walk through walls just like Jesus. And we could open up portals in front of us. We could do this and do that. So that's a possibility I've always wondered. Yep. It kind of reminds you of you being in the car with 4 to 6 kids, and you just finally get to the point of stop breathing on each other. Just don't touch each other. Do I have to pull over and stop? Yeah, we used to have wars at the supper table too. Oh yeah, I dread like supper's done. Who's gonna fight with who? So now it's just you and me and a bunch of animals fighting over our food.
So we don't care what direction this show goes. I mean, we're not gonna gear it towards Christianity in no way.
Nope.
You can bring up pagan holidays, you can bring up witches, you can bring up any of that stuff. Not necessarily that we like that. I don't know how you would say it.
Well, we may not agree with you, but we're not going to come out and say you're wrong. And I hope people in chat don't come to us online and say, hey, what you guys are saying is wrong. But that's because it's their opinion, and we're not really speaking against anyone particular.
But we believe in all that too, because obviously the Bible talks about witches and supernatural and demons and Satan, and so there's obviously a good and bad to everything. So we're not denouncing anything as far as that we don't believe in it. We just don't necessarily want to follow down that path as far as witches or satanic or whatever, but we will talk about it, and we will dive into characteristics of Satan or a witch or whatever their incantations might be, or spells or stories, or somebody encountered one, or
right. Well, sometimes the paranormal is not malevolent, it is not malevolent, and it does go down to certain, not really rabbit holes, but certain areas that it can be demonic.
There you go, the Witch of Endor.
Yes.
That's a Bible story, right, where they brought up the spirit of Simon. Brought up the spirit of Simon, and he was mad at him for bringing him up like a cheap parlor trick, to please somebody. And why are you bothering me with this? He's in the afterworld, and they're saying, why did you bring me here?
Right.
When I'm in the afterworld. And then the thing I like to talk about when you talk about the Witch of Endor is she actually drained.
Samuel.
Yeah, Samuel.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Samuel.
War.
That she used so much of her energy and spiritual being that she actually, if you read Apocrypha and other stories about that incident, that she passed out after she summoned the image or the spirit. And so, that's another thing, that you have to protect your spiritual being. You have to protect your health. You have to protect your well-being. When you're concentrating so hard, you're draining yourself, just like a vampire, you know sucking energy out of you, whether it's your blood or your physical energy and spiritual energy. You can waste so much of that it leaves you vulnerable. And that's what happened to her, that whole time that she was concentrating so hard to bring that spirit forward, that she depleted her energy and spiritually, and she passed out from using so much of it.
Interesting. Yeah, my opinion is the church building itself, the organization, they purposely taught us wrong on a lot of things, and you have to go down a bunch of rabbit holes that does go in the supernatural and the paranormal. And yes, UFOs are in the Bible. I am really interested in the Apocrypha books because they were taken out for some reason, and they don't want us to know what's in those books. So that's another whole rabbit hole if you want to go down to the Nissan Council and evil people and kings and scholars and this and that and what their motives were.
Yeah, so Maggie brings up, how do you turn someone into salt without something hinky going on? And that's a little Scooby-Doo reference, hinky. And yeah, I mean, Lot's wife, for turning back, they told her not to turn back, or they told them not to look at the evil and uh, decrepit debauchery going on behind them. Don't look at what you had, look at where you're going to the future. So yeah, I mean, God turned her into salt. So I mean, I don't know how you would do that without something supernatural happening either.
Right.
Yeah, Maggie, the more I think that I dig into something and try to figure out what's going on, the more questions I come up with, and it's just like makes me question. Okay, a little while ago, I felt this was happening, or this is what I knew, and now today, this is what I believe, and
rabbit hole took a turn.
I kind of mix things together, to try to come up with a whole picture of how I believe stuff. And just like Sasquatch and Bigfoot, I always thought of it as being a living, breathing creature, in which I still do. But I also believe now, these days, that it has super abilities and being a dimensional being, or some of them actually are, and that they use portals. I would have never ever thought that.
They disappear right in front of you. Their abilities are.
I lost track again.
I don't know. It's hard to keep up with all this chat. How do people do it when they have several hundred in their chat?
I'm trying to look at the camera while I'm talking, then I lose track of the chat. So sorry, everybody.
Hi, Katie. Or Candy? I'm sorry.
Candy
I don't
Wolf.
have. Yeah.
Spells it like you guys.
Candy. My maiden name is Wolf, and it was spelled just like that. I was Wolf with an E on the end. I don't think that we're related.
You don't know.
I have seen her in people's chats, and I see the last name, and I went, oh, that's how we spelled it. Interesting.
Yeah, I think there's stuff in Apocrypha books that they left out on purpose. So either they were hoping that they would get lost over time, which some of them did. And there's stuff in there that they didn't want us to read or know. And I mean,
about personal relationship and one-on-one with God. And I do believe that Jesus was down here. He said he called him, master and teacher and brother. And I do believe that his teachings was showing us our abilities, that we can increase our minds and our energy and our frequency. And he showed us the way out of here, if this is a matrix and kind of a trap. And he was showing us the way and the truth of what is really going on behind the scenes. So he is the way and the truth and the life, and the way we can break that matrix and get out of here. Am I right? I don't know. It's just going down rabbit holes, and it's just kind of conclusions that I came up with, my own critical thinking.
So, I mean, everybody's starting to talk about stories of the Bible, and which, I really like stories of the Bible, but, growing up, I took the Bible as literal. If they said Jesus
Right.
walked through the wall, I believe Jesus physically walked through the wall. If they said someone was turned into a pillar of salt, I truly believe somebody was turned into a pillar of salt. But then when I got a hold of the Apocryphas and started reading them, you have the story of Lilith, So here you are, your whole life reading the Bible, always talking about Adam and Eve, the first creation, but then you read the Apocrypha and then there's Lilith.
I will be right back, and I'm going to get that book.
So, I mean, that just boggles your mind when you start reading these other stories, whether, do I know the Apocrypha books are true or not? No. Do I know the Bible is 100% true? No, because man had his hand in it. But I do believe it's God's inspired word, and that's what I go by. But I do believe there's a lot of stuff in the Apocrypha that they've tried to keep from us. So I believe there is truth in the Apocrypha. Do I think all of it's 100% true? I don't know. Could be mixed with fables and myths, with some truth mixed into it. I don't know. I'm not a scholar. I'm not a theologian. I just like reading the Bible and stuff about the Bible, just like I like reading about Sasquatch, Bigfoot, UFOs. I try to get as much information in this little pea brain of mine, and I try to make sense of it to entertain myself, I guess. I love V-Love. So, once again, I'm just going to reiterate, I hope you guys enjoyed this format, and talking to you guys, and who knows where the evening will go and what we'll talk about. And like I said, I try not to say anything to offend anybody. I just try to bring it out as information, a basis to start off as a story, because Christianity is how I was raised, and that's my basis. But at the same time, growing up, I was reading about UFO incidents and Thunderbirds and Bigfoot and all that stuff. And I've continued that my whole life up until now. Who you would have never ever convinced me that I was going to be on YouTube or any kind of show talking about this stuff and intertwining all these ideas together. So we'll try to come on as many times as we can on 12:30 at night, whether it's every Wednesday or every other Wednesday, and whether we go out in the backyard and have a fire. But you never know when the subjects will change. We don't have a problem talking about UFOs, Bigfoots, dogmen, aliens, reptilians, talking about chapters of the Bible and how it relates to anything else. We'll just go anywhere the chat wants to go. And if something happens to strike us as an idea, we'll bring it up too.
All right. What did I miss? Anything?
Me yapping my jaw.
You yapping? Oh, let's see.
Is it backwards?
I don't know. I hope this isn't backwards.
Oh.
Let's see. Nope.
All right.
All right. It's about 1.5 inches thick. And I absolutely love this book. It's got all of the Apocrypha books.
Plus, I bought the one that was
It said Gnostic.
Gnostic, which is includes some of the same books,
Right.
but they don't believe in all the.
Right. The Gnostic is kind of a different, they have a different belief. Wasn't quite sure. But anyway, this one says plus it has Enoch, Jasper, the book of Jubilees, and the book of Adam and Eve, book 1 and 2. So I mean, it's just filled with all of the Dead Sea Scrolls and all the Apocrypha books, and it's just I don't know what we paid. It was on Amazon. I don't know what we paid for it, but it is available on Amazon.
Well, love ye love. We've been baptized and we've been baptized in the Holy Spirit also.
Love you, love. Hi. Hi, sweetheart.
We're the same way. Every church that we've been in seems to have more man-made rules than actually following what the Bible teaches or what the Holy Spirit is. And so we don't go to a church building, but we still have a lot of Christian friends, and
careful on what we say to them.
We still read and do stuff like we were in church, as far as.
Yeah, I still love Christian music. I was a worship leader for 20 years in a few different churches, playing keyboard, guitar, singing. I still love that kind of music. Even when I go through depression or heaviness, I will crank the music up and it's just soothing and it helps me. But the church building itself, no, we have been deeply hurt. Yes, there is gossip people, things that you hear, just like elders' wives or the pastor's wife, or they're running the church that you don't feel that it's right and don't want to be judgmental. So a lot of times we just kind of wipe the dust off our feet, backed out, and just said, we're done coming here, and just don't tell them why, because they wouldn't listen to you anyway. So we just realized the organization, the building itself, and just the way they try to control people. I honestly feel it's another brainwashing, mind control, just a way to control the people again, going down another rabbit hole. How's that?
Anyway.
I believe in a one-on-one relationship with the Creator.
I went by kind of fast, but thank you, Candy. Yeah, we don't have the answers. We don't pretend to. We're open to everybody else's ideas, and if something resonates with us, then we'll add that to our solution of trying to put together this big giant puzzle of spirituality and cryptids and UFOs and the supernatural going on in this world. That's all we're trying to do, is it's trying to make sense to us, and we're involving you guys and seeing what you guys think. And, and if somebody else has a different idea or don't believe like we believe, that's fine.
That's fine. I was raised, my mom believed in UFOs, Loch Ness Monster, Sasquatch, all kinds of ghost stories, but she took all 4 of us kids as a single mother to church. So I was raised in church, but you don't talk about these kind of things. So I've always believed in these other areas. So if you came in late, I'll say again that we kind of see ourselves as supernatural, paranormal, conspiracist Christians, but we don't go to a church building and go through all the routines. I talk to God all day long and feel his presence, and I don't feel like you actually have to. We're having church now. 2 or more gather together, you have church. That's what church is. It's not really a building to control people and they make you feel guilty for tithing and all that fun stuff, which we don't have to go down. Everybody knows that. I know so many people who have left the church organization, and I've always believed in this way. So just within the last few years, I'm finally finding YouTube people that's talking about not just Christianity and the Bible, but UFOs, Sasquatch, this and this and that, and nobody judging each other, and we can all believe differently. Some people believe, Bigfoot is just flesh and blood. Other people believe, we all believe differently, but as long as we keep our opinions to ourselves and not go after other people. Just I'm not going to go after anyone's different beliefs than me and saying, hey, you're wrong, you should believe the way I do. No, we all believe differently.
As long as you guys are respectful and chat and don't
Mhm.
argue and fight over subjects, and we're not going to be offended by anything you say, whether you believe what we believe, or if we say something or misquote something, then we'll say we're wrong. We'll say, okay, I didn't realize that. I mean, we don't care. Susie says the book's $18 on Amazon.
Yeah, I thought it was around $20. And then there's a question, what's the difference in the Dead Sea Scrolls and the book y'all got? Well, the Dead Sea Scrolls, a lot of these books were the Dead Sea Scrolls that they found that pretty much proves that they were in existence. And if you look back at
I'm way behind.
the Gnostic kind of beliefs and the Nissan Council, when they decided, oh, I don't want this book in here or this book and this book, and they threw it out, those Gnostics back then still wanted to believe in the book of Thomas and all these other books. Well, it got almost to the point that they hunted them down, they killed them, they grabbed their books, they pretty much burnt and destroyed anything possible because they did not want anyone even reading that and going down that. Kind of sounds like these days, huh? Kind of one narrative. So the Dead Sea Scrolls pretty much was proof, like, yeah, these books were real, they were legit. Some of these books were actually mentioned in the Bible that we have now. So, and going word by word, like I said, we were pretty much all taught wrong for control, my opinion. But you have to look in the Greek and Hebrew meanings. You can't just read it word by word and say, oh, that's what the Bible says. No, you look at the scripture in front and behind, and look at the Greek and Hebrew meanings. It doesn't really mean what we think in English, if that makes any sense. But if you want to know the truth, just pray and ask, like, hey, please show me the truth. Singing bowls opened up to me. Crystals opened up to me. More of the paranormal opened up to me. UFOs opened up to me, started showing myself, or not showing myself, showing themselves to me. What, somebody saying something?
No, you said you read it already earlier, and I just now got to it about the difference between the Dead Sea Scrolls and the book you all got. Did you put it away already?
No, it's down here. You want it? Oh, man, this thing is heavy. Oh. And it is small print. It's hard to read if you're old like us and you're blind. You gotta put on reading glasses. Are you gonna list all the books?
Well, I'm just gonna read some of them off. I don't know if I'll go through all of them or not, but it says it's the 15 books of the Apocrypha. It says the first book of Ezra, the second book of Ezra, the book of Esther, the book of Maccabees, the second book of Maccabees, the book of Tobit, the book of Judith, the book of Wisdom, the book of Sirach, the book of Baruch, the book of Jeremiah, the book of Susanna, the book of Azra, the book of Masanah. And it's got the Bell and the Dragon in here, and it's got Enoch, and it's got the Book of the Watchers, the parables, the courses of heavenly luminaries, the dream visions. That one's very interesting, and so is the Bell and the Dragon. It's got Jassers and Jubilee and Adam and Eve and the first book of Adam and Eve, second book of Adam and Eve, and you just got all these stories in there where you talk about Lilith and all the, it kind of adds more color to a lot of the stories of the Bible and a little hindsight or insight, I guess I should say.
That was Thomas in that one?
I don't think I saw Thomas.
The same time we got that one, we also got this one. Now, I'm not saying that we are Gnostic and we are into the Gnostic religion, which I do feel like it's a religion. I am not in any religion. I'm in a relationship with the Creator, Great Spirit, God, whatever you want to call him. That's my relationship with him. But the Gnostic books, there is also different ones. Some of them are repeated because they are to me almost the same thing, the Apocrypha and the Gnostic books, but there is like the Book of Thomas. All right. The Gnostic wisdom of Jesus, including the lost apocryphal Gospel of Thomas and John and Mary Magdalene. I don't know if this one has the giants in it. There's a book of giants. For some reason, they did not want us to read these books and tried to get rid of them and destroy them. Yeah, the woods is, yes, my backyard is my church. And I'm back there with nature and squirrels and ground squirrels and chipmunks and birds and my chickens and goats. And even at night, even just staring at the stars when they're blinking at me and powering up and doing these beautiful light things, I truly believe that it's on the good side up there, and they're saying hi to me and they're letting me know that, yeah, we're up there. So yes, outside is my church. I mean, it one-on-one with God. This is how I see it. And I still have Christian friends that don't believe that my UFOs are good people. They automatically say, no, they believe in demons, which is fine. I'm not going to knock them on what they believe either. So we kind of agree to disagree, and we're still good friends. And that's the way it should be with everybody.
Well, Candy, the Watchers, that's a pretty deep subject depending on which way you want to go with it. But, basically it's the elders, it's the people that watch us, it's the higher beings, and you can go into the Native American, they have watchers that they talk about. There's shadow watchers. There's just so many kind of watchers, but the scripture watchers are actually talk about the elders and the higher beings, or whoever you want to believe in, angels or that are here.
Not to change the subject, one thing that really got to us is many people smoke. They have a hard time giving it up. When you go to a church organization and building, they scold you and say you're sinning and this and this and that. And I was on the worship team and I wasn't supposed to smoke and represent sin. I guess it was in front of everybody. So I smoked at home, and that's closet smoker. Well, I mean, that's just, to me, I can still believe in God. He loves me. I love him. We have a relationship, and I can still smoke, and he's not going to spank me.
Well,
because of it.
That's a funny story. That's a funny story, actually, because I was a smoker. Well, still am, but I quit for a long time. But I was a smoker when I went to church and met Jane. And
and you knew that I was quietly smoking because I was on the worship team. I get in trouble.
They found out that I was pretty technical savvy as far as computers and doing stuff, so that I became the sound engineer and computer runner, and wrote the scriptures up, to put on the projector every Sunday and stuff like that. But yet at the same time, I was still smoking and was considered not on the worship team, but I was
you were a part of the worship team performing on stage.
And not only that, but then
recordings and stuff like that.
I was asked to do some Wednesday nights, behind the pulpit, and but yet I was still a smoker. So on one hand, you had the rule that you couldn't be on the worship team or smoke or whatever, but yet on the other hand, they needed my help. So they had kind of overlooked me smoking, because I'd go right out in the front of the church where the smoking bin thing was and be smoking.
Yeah, you're not supposed to smoke, but churches have smoking bins and have a little smoking area outside. And then they know we're the ones that are over there smoking. So no, I've just dealt with criticism of me being on stage, why I sing songs differently than someone else, why did I dress the way I did.
Because you're a heathen.
Why aren't I'm a heathen. Why aren't you getting the Holy Spirit going? Why aren't you getting people to stand up and clap? And I'm going, why are you watching me? You aren't supposed to be watching me. I am not a performer. I am leading everyone in song, and they should either have their eyes closed and worshiping the Lord or watching the wall and the words, not me. And with me being a musician, I don't look at the congregation. I'll get nervous. I stage fright. And I am concentrating on my sheet music and I know what chords I'm doing. So yeah, I just been criticized and just said things behind my back and I went, time to go. Bye. And
So-
just left. And
So
I will not go back to a church.
we, and we talk about love and, not hating anybody and not judging anybody. And you have that in church all the time, but yet a church is a place for somebody who is lost or somebody who needs help or somebody who is sinning. If you want to go by the Bible rules or Christianity rules, people that are sinners go to church. It's not full of saints in the church, let alone the pastor or the choir or the musicians or the elders or
everyone does wrong. Everyone.
I mean, it says right in the Bible that they preach from that everybody falls short. So you can't hold these things against people. I mean, cigarettes are addictive and they're hard to get off of, let alone drugs or alcohol or whatever it is that happens to be your vice or your problem. I mean, you can't just say as soon as you go into church and you start believing in God or start being accepted by the church that all of a sudden, okay, you're 100% clean and you're not ever going to do that again. No, that's not how it works. That's not how humans are. That's not how reality works. I mean, we're all sinners. We all fall short. It says that in the Bible, and that's why we need help. That's why we need a creator or whoever you believe in your faith. I'm going to try not to keep mentioning what I believe, but I mean, we always say, love the sinner and hate the sin. Yeah,
Right.
we wish that not everybody got involved in pornographic material or smoking or drugs or alcohol or look how many lives have been wasted because of these things. Yeah, we wish that didn't happen, but reality is it does happen and people backslide and they fall right back into where it is, and that's why they need people to love them and to help them and to understand, not to judge them and put them down and say, well, you've been here a year now and you're still smoking. Well, yeah,
that's you need unconditional love, and just like staying off your own plate. They're all already saying like, Maggie, stay off my plate. So that's funny. Just like I said, everyone has their own beliefs and opinions, and I'm not going to look at anyone else, and I hope everyone does the same.
Thanks, Boondock.
Thank you.
I wish I would have got to your comment earlier. You're probably gone already. I'm sorry. I was, I guess I was on the pulpit myself there for a minute. They didn't really like my sermons very much because it was more down to earth than what people experience.
Are people leaving our chat because you started preaching?
No, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they don't like it, but
no, we still got 18. That's pretty good.
But no, I'm talking about actually in church because I didn't necessarily bring the thunder and the hammer down on everybody. I was more compassionate, more loving.
Well, some people do want to go to church because they enjoy being with people and they're lonely and they do see the congregation as like a family, which, I do understand. But someone like me, I don't want to go on the great details, but I've gone through a lot on and off, my whole life, and 2 ex-husbands, and this is my 3rd, raising children by myself, going to several different churches and just hearing the gossip and the backstabbing, and goes along with just friends too, losing friends, closing doors on relationship. I'd rather be home, just me and my husband, my animals, have a few friends that I talk to, and I'm by myself in the backyard, and that's my heaven. My heaven's in my backyard.
Well, so far nobody seems to be
how dare you? I'm leaving chat. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm not going to get into details, but I have been in many, many, many chats for many, many years. And yes, once in a while you'll have just that certain one or two that starts arguing with other people and saying, no, it's this way, it's just this way, and types in there and opinionated. Okay, well, that's the way they believe, but it doesn't mean everyone else has to believe that way and be on the same plate. So let's all just kind of remember, stay off your own damn plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mind your business.
Yeah, mind your business, stay in your own lane, same thing. Stay off my plate. Just stop looking at it. If I want dessert first, I'm going to get dessert first. And if they don't like it, well, they can go to another table or leave the restaurant altogether.
I think I'll get out because I think I'm the only one in my Facebook. Wow, it's 2:26 here. 2:26 a.m.
Hey, that one night we stopped at 3:30 in the morning.
I don't know.
I think it was like 3:30 in the morning. Duke came on and he just kept on going and
Duke.
going and going and going.
Well, what do you guys want to keep going? You want to talk about something else besides our heathenist ways and how we feel?
We're heathens, and once we stopped going to the church, man, we lost so many friends on Facebook. Like, we're heathens, they don't go to church anymore. All right, bye. You weren't my friend anyway.
We're in Illinois, if that's the question you're asking, love.
We are in central Illinois. They say the heart of Illinois.
Is Ohio Midwest?
I think Ohio's considered Midwest. Yeah, I think the whole.
Well, I guess it depends if you're talking about the Bible Belt or the actual. I don't know what the cutoff actually is.
I really don't know. I think Ohio is considered considered in the Midwest.
We'll take you in the Midwest if that's what you're asking. We'll accept you.
And yes, we quit smoking cigarettes for years, quite a few years.
I think it was almost 10 or 11 years.
Quite a few
10
years.
or 11 years for me.
Yep. And you brought home these flavored fat cigars. I mean, I'm talking these regular cigars and they're flavored, and I did not realize that. I mean, I used to puff on Swisher Sweets years ago. I enjoy the taste of the cigar better than nasty cigarettes that have that nasty stale smell. But well, anyway, he comes home with flavors, and then you go to a different gas station and come home with mixed berry and strawberry and grape, and I think you found chocolate one time. And so then we found that they make them filtered just like cigarettes. And we tried cherry, and I'm stuck on the vanilla, and he just likes the sweets. And yeah, people have laughed at us, and I really don't care. Yeah, I'm a gray-haired old lady that smokes cigars.
Well, we had no
believe
intention.
in Bigfoot.
We had no intention to go down the Bible thumping route, or
yeah, sorry.
We kind of got off subject, but if you guys want to stay on, we'll stay on and just keep chit chatting. Otherwise, if you guys are tired of us babbling and rambling on, we can end the session. Or
do you have any questions? You can ask us questions.
We don't really have a set bedtime since I work second shift and I don't have to get up early.
And I can't sleep till 4 or 5 in the morning anyway, and I get up anywhere from 11 o'clock to noon. And then see him for about a little bit, and then he takes off and goes to work and comes home at midnight. So we're kind of late owls, very late owls. Well, did he just now pop in?
I don't know.
Well, hello, William.
How long have you been lurking, William?
Is this really William? Yes, I smoke Madagascar vanilla cigars. I do have peach rum upstairs. I do have cherry upstairs.
Anne of Green Gables. My mom loved Anne of Green Gables. Not necessarily, she did read the books, but she liked the PBS special series from Anne of Green Gables. What's the latest you stay up?
Sometimes I can't sleep at all, and I just give up and I stay up. and I don't take a nap because then it'll mess me up the next night. So I just stay up all day, drink extra coffee, get wired, and then eventually I get more, second wind, and then I'm able to actually kind of fall asleep a little bit better the next night. So yeah, normally he's out in 30 seconds. How I don't know. I don't know. You and the dog, 30 seconds. Boom, you guys are gone. I'm up for hours tossing and turning.
I could be sleeping right now and you wouldn't know it.
Yeah. Are you asleep?
No. No, we don't have it. I mean,
Well, second shift, we don't have to set an alarm. We just get up whenever.
We'll
He's not gonna sleep until 1 in the afternoon and be late to work. It takes an hour to drive to work. That's why he kind of leaves earlier. You work 3 to 11. But...
Yes, I'm the real deal.
The real deal. You a clone? Hey, that is a moth. Somebody sees something flying and buzzing. There is a moth flying. Oh, it's right above your head. Wonder if you can pick that up.
I doubt it.
All right, that phenomenon is debunked. There is a little moth flying around. It's back behind your head again. Hello. I see you. Wonder if everybody sees it on the camera.
So I don't know about all you guys, but I had fun tonight talking with you.
Fun.
And even though we got off subject, but no, this has been fun. So let us know. We'll keep on going if you want to keep on asking questions or talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Shoot, I'm drinking coffee. I'm not ready to go to sleep.
I'm only
We got 16 people.
I'm only drinking raspberry and cherry, whatever that last tea you bought.
We got 16. We might as well keep on going. They will have some more questions. Happy late Mother's Day to everyone out there also. I saw that in the comments. I really should keep an eye on chat. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's so hard.
I've been doing better putting them up there, but
it's hard to read all the chats and focus on the show. I don't know how people do this. Well, I'm usually up all night, but doing research and everything else. And you're probably drinking coffee. Hey, last time I had his coffee cup. I'm sorry, William. I don't have your coffee cup this time. I have my moose. It's my moose cup. Oh, we just love all of you guys also. Just gotten to know so many different people and so many different chats. And everyone is so friendly. Yes, of course, there's always that one person or two people in there that is in people's chats that everybody just has to be nice, unless they're too nasty and the mods go after them. But yeah, we just gotten to know each and every one of you guys.
In case you weren't lurking earlier, William, I finally figured out why my Facebook wasn't working because I didn't even have my own notification bell set off to show me, but it was broadcasting tonight.
You learned something new. Congratulations.
Yay.
Now you know that Facebook is actually working. It's just funny. It's just sometimes William has more. Sometimes we have more. And then they hop back over to Williams. Oh, he wants to know how long Grandmaster G's beard is. Well, it's getting warm. He normally shaves it all the way down. I said, don't you dare shave it all the way down. You'll freak out everybody in chat. And he freaks me out for a while, freaks the dog out. So I think he's going to have to shave it down some because it is going to get really hot and sweaty and humid here pretty soon.
Some new guy at work today called me ZZ because he didn't know what my name was.
ZZG. Oh no! But actually, it's been longer than that. We did trim it. Shoot, when was that? About a month ago. We did trim it down some.
Maggie got a Bluetooth speaker Tesla coil. That'd be cool. I'd like that. I made a Jacob's ladder that you see in the Frankenstein movies, where you got the two wires and you got the bolt of electricity going between them, going all the way up. I made one of those in our basement at Mom and Dad's, and it was out of an old transformer for a neon sign. It was like I don't know, 148,000 watts or whatever, but it's real low amperage. But I'm sitting there, I got the wires going all the way from the floor, all the way up to the joist of the ceiling down in our basement. And I had it so it'd go almost the whole exact way and dissipate in the air before it got to the ceiling. And I was showing my mom, and I was going to adjust it, and I said, don't plug it in. I'm going to adjust the wires. And she thought I said plug it in, and she plugged it in just as I touched the wires. And it set me on my butt. I mean, it took me down. I didn't pass out. I didn't lose consciousness. It didn't hurt my heart or anything, but I felt it go through one arm all the way through to the other arm. So now I'm kind of wondering how much electricity I actually really could take.
Did it feel like touching an electrical fence and getting zapped?
I don't know. It happened in such a split second because she was fast enough to unplug it almost as soon as she plugged it in, but it definitely went through. I lost track of Chad again. But anyway, Tesla coils and Jacob's ladders, that's my thing. I like that kind of stuff.
You were a bad boy when
Actually, my beard was longer.
Yeah, because I just recently trimmed it about a month ago.
Kind of messed up in the colors though. It's kind of all.
Well, you're still breaking the rules at work. It's not supposed to be that long at work.
Yeah, you're supposed to trim your hair or tie it up or anything that's over 2 inches long. And I just tell them I have a really long chin.
And they believe you.
No, they don't really. They say it, but they don't really enforce it.
I bet first shift would be more strict about it. Second shift's kind of laid back, and there's not as many people there.
There's some dudes that have some pretty long hair and beards on days too.
Oh,
so they don't. I mean, I guess they say it as a rule. So if you get your beard or hair caught in the machine, it's your fault. We warned you. Yeah. You can't blame us.
We warned you. Don't you know what scissors are? Dog's quiet. She must be sleeping again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm missing a bunch of chat also. There's all kinds of people late night. Getting stuff done, not sleeping.
Yeah. Is that by a toaster?
Oh. Yeah. The toast is stuck. Hey, go get a knife.
Did you stick the knife or fork in it?
Yeah, see what happens when you stick a knife in a toaster. Or foil in a microwave. And the things that we did when we were little. And then we wouldn't let our kids do it.
The things we do when we're grown up.
The things that we do when we're grown up. Yeah. Well, I know our youngest daughter will never watch us on YouTube, so it's been 7 years and she don't know that both of us have been smoking the last 7 years.
One of these days she's gonna watch one.
I don't see her catching one of our live shows. Mom, you heathen. What are you doing?
All right, guys, what do you want to talk about?
Dreads.
More.
Are we going to put dreadlocks in your beard?
No.
Oh.
All I
saw was dreads somewhere.
I don't want any beads or rubber bands or, well, I don't know. I watch wrestling, and that one guy, Cyndi Lauper's, what was his name? Cyndi Lauper's manager, the guy that she was hanging out with, had rubber bands in his beard.
You don't have enough hair on top of your head for dreads.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, there's a little. You're not totally bald like most.
Yeah, I don't know. It's messed up from work though, but
it was long a few months ago. You shouldn't have let me cut. I told you to start putting it back in a ponytail.
There you go. The first sighting of the little fuzzies.
Half bald thin. And mine's gray. It looks kind of blonde down here for some weird reason. You go out in the sunlight, this is gray. Well, I'm just not a
If
white
I-
gray. I'm more of a blonde gray, I
If
guess.
I grow it long and split it,
Oh, please. You're not going to start twisting your mustache too, are you?
I can be like Tex, always going like this.
You're going to make me start coughing with all my laughing here. Then someone's going to say, that's what you get for smoking cigars.
Lou Albano, exactly. That's who it was. Big old Lou had rubber bands everywhere in his. He was on the Cyndi Lauper video. Girls just want to have fun. I think that's what the one.
Just want to have fun.
Yep. Susie B got it. William got it.
Hey, my brother interviewed her back in the day. That was in the 1980s. He was a VJ, a video disc jockey on Phoenix Music Channel or whatever, and he actually interviewed Cyndi Lauper back when that song was popular. I guess it's still going, that song.
Yeah.
I don't think the song will ever go away.
Yeah, Maggie, I had a plasma ball. I really liked that thing. It was cool. Of course, I tore it apart.
That's a thing our son had.
Yeah, he had a
Yeah,
he had
so
a
then it
plasma
broke
ball.
and he was upset.
Yeah,
Like,
his
oh
broke.
man, my Tesla bulb broke. Yeah, it fell off and busted. He was so upset.
Oh, good night, Candy. I'm sorry I missed you saying good night.
Good night, Candy, if you're still in chat. Thank you for being here. We still got a good crew.
Yeah, I've been putting out reels and YouTube shorts, and my one reel got 700 and some views. However that happened, I don't know
That's
how.
because people just watch these reels. So maybe they'll come over and find us on YouTube.
So thank you everybody watching or in chat. If it was you guys that watched or saw my reels, and I've been putting them out pretty regularly here lately. And
But I don't think we can show them here because we get music strikes on YouTube because of it. But Facebook's allowing these songs. Are you Tesla reincarnated?
I don't know, could be.
I just love lightning.
Yeah, Cyndi Lauper. I saw her on a commercial not too long ago.
She still looks the same.
You can definitely tell it's her, and she doesn't look like she's aged. I mean, she's obviously aged, but she doesn't look like she's aged like the rest of us. However that happened.
I don't look my age. Anybody want to guess my age? Huh? Hey, that'd be fun. We got
Yeah.
15 people in here. Guess my age. I'll give you a hint. I'm older than him.
Can't go by my beard. My
Yeah.
beard is just an illusion as far as
You
age.
can't go by looks. I have a daughter that's almost 36. She looks like she's 18. I don't think she's ever going to grow up.
We like lightning and thunderstorms too. Instead of going in the basement, we go out to the back porch and watch the lightning show and check out the storms rolling in. We love watching storms.
Yep, I'm a storm watcher. A lot of times when a tornado warning would go off, I'm going outside looking for it. But this past year, the storms have been different, and I have felt uncomfortable. You even felt uncomfortable that one time. And we grabbed every single cat and the dog, and we did go down the basement.
Do you see my questions, UFO sightings? Did I miss it? Did I
you
miss
see
something?
yeah, you must have. Did you see my Cyndi Lauper? Did you see my question? Let me go back.
I saw Cyndi
Lou-
Lauper still
Lou
looks the
Al-
same.
How long is Grandmaster's beard? I'm usually up all night and doing research and everything else. Yes, I'm the real deal. What's the latest you stay up? Vanilla, LOL. What question, William?
I must
scrolled back. I saw the beard question.
strange 21. I see that. I don't know what one you're talking
21.
about.
Did you see my question? UFO sightings 21.
I must have missed it or it didn't come up. I don't know. How old is William? Oh, a dwarf.
How old is William? William's probably younger than me. Nobody's guessed my age yet. Come on. Oh, is that a 21? He's guessing
Oh,
that I'm 21.
oh,
I'm 21. I have almost a 36-year-old daughter, and I raised her half brother that's now almost 41.
you should video it and upload the storms. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
we
good
should,
idea.
yeah, because we have that view. I love sitting in the sunroom
You
and
know,
watching the storms roll in. They usually miss our town. You can have
we,
a nasty storm coming in that splits and it goes north and goes south, and for some reason our little town usually gets missed.
we do have some videos or some, like, actually we got still pictures of the clouds that look like UFOs could be hiding behind them.
Hmm.
But we haven't uploaded those on anything yet because,
Yeah, I did take some pictures last year that, yes, it does look like UFOs
yeah, I think I caught
cloaked
up.
in cloud. Vanilla. Vanilla, does that mean vanilla cigars? Yes. Do, 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 do.
I was raised that all women are 21.
These are Captain Black Vanilla. Captain Black is more of a pipe tobacco. This house does not smell like that nasty smell the cigarettes do. It's not on our clothes. They taste better. I actually went and got a pack of Marlboro Reds about 2 years ago, and I went, ew. I barely finished that packet forever. I don't know why I smoked cigarettes all these years. Cigars taste wonderful. And I don't inhale. I think you inhale a lot. I kind of puff half of it and inhale half of it. You don't really inhale as much as a cigarette, I don't think. So now what? Madagascar, yep. Madagascar vanilla. No, everybody's going to start smoking cigars. Yeah, it's all Midwest and Mrs. Midwest's fault.
So
I'm 59.
William's like my age.
Oh, yeah. So I'll tell you, this fall, girl is going to be 60. So that'll give you a hint. I'm older. I'm in my 60s. How's that?
That's why she doesn't want me to shave my beard because then I look younger.
You just look different without a beard. It just looks like a stranger to me. Even the dog looks at you funny with no hair on your face. Rocky is 51. So yeah, I'm just turned 61 and he's 59. We're about a year and a half apart. I'm born in 62 and he's born in 63, but I was born in March. He's born in November. So there's still, once he gets a little older, within a few months, I'm up another notch. But no, I don't look it. I know people that are younger than me that they look like they're in their 80s. And I'm going, what happened to you? You don't really look like your age either, except for the gray hair.
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody really tells me whether, except sometimes they call me old man because they're young kids. I mean, they actually are young. They're like 20 years old,
Well, we
20
are.
some years old that I work with.
There's some places at the age of 55, you get senior citizen discount. Like, come on, 55. So I guess we are considered seniors.
59, that's young.
59 young,
I'll take it. That's nice. Thank you.
almost 60. Well, 59 and a half, actually. You're not really close to 60.
No, but maybe she's talking about William too, though.
I thought William was younger. I didn't realize William was around your age. William, you look young. I would have guessed early 50s.
Look at that. Maggie's telling us she's 38. Are you fibbing, Maggie? Is that your real age? Is that the woman's woman's age that everybody says, or is that actual?
I will never tell my age. I don't care. I'll tell my age. It doesn't matter.
Call you a boomer?
Yeah, we're towards the end of the
Baby boom.
baby boom. Yeah, we were towards the
My-
end of the
my
baby
dad-
boomers.
My dad was in World War II. So I was at the very end of the baby boomer. Actually, I think growing up, my age bracket wasn't in the baby boomer. They added us.
Mm,
They figured out a lot of them still were having kids.
yeah. I think 62 is still in it.
William said earlier, and I didn't say nothing about it, but about sightings in Illinois still, and UFOs meeting up with the mothership. Or it was the same one that you filmed.
I saw something, what, a couple of weeks ago. I even have, wonder if that would show up.
There you go. Maggie says she's 21. Now we're getting to the real age.
All right, I'm 31. I can go backwards and say I'm, instead of 61, I'm 16. William, I'm getting out of your chat for a second.
Rocky's wow because it's mom upside down.
Where is it?
Lovey Love is a Gen Xer. Dad is a boomer. Oh,
Oops.
Gen Z kids.
All right. Are you able to see that little line? Yeah. That is someone in Texas that saw this. Maybe see if I can get a little closer. That is what I saw a couple weeks ago. And I saw a strange light moving in the tree, so I went closer to the backyard by the field. And that's what I saw also. Had a bunch of lights together. I do not think it was Elon Musk. It was coming from the west, going east. And then this is a picture off of a Facebook post. A couple other people posted in the comments, one from North Carolina. I'm in Illinois. This guy was from Texas. But once I saw it, it just started fading out and totally disappeared. Now, I've seen Elon Musk trains, and they're more separated. And then you see the beginning one disappear, and then the next one disappears, and the next one disappears. All of them disappear at the same time. So I did not get that on film. I was just in the backyard real quick, and it happened so fast. If I would have gone in and grabbed that scion, I just felt a breeze go past my hand. That's interesting.
What?
I just felt a breeze go past my hand.
Really?
Yeah. And now I don't.
Yeah.
Whoa. So anyway, yeah, I did experience that. But if I would have gone in and grabbed the psionics and came out, it would have been gone. So I'm glad I kept on walking out closer to the field past the tree. So I don't know what this was, but it looked similar to the mothership that I recorded on our channel.
William says it glows in the dark because of all the radiation. And that's a funny thing because when I was 21, I took a job at the nuclear power plant closer to Chicago and was an armed guard. There, and we had to go down when they were building the nuclear power station. We had to go down in the containment area, and I was actually there with a camera taking pictures of them putting the rods in the radium water in the tanks. And they never told me I couldn't take the pictures, and they never asked for them back or asked for me to surrender my camera and film or anything. So we always joked about glowing in the dark working there at the nuclear power plant. We always used to have to wear those rad meters on us to tell how much radiation that we got while we were working.
I just got a
What?
1:35. Oh, that was over an hour ago. I didn't check my phone. I got a text message from my sister. She must have been watching. Hey, Mary, if you're still on here, hi.
Was she working? She's not in chat?
She didn't say hi in chat. I don't know the timestamp, and I believe it was a bug or two, but happened before and after you coughed video.
Oh,
There was a little moth buzzing around, and I haven't seen him since, but I have a feeling we go back, it's going to look like a moth. I mean,
we'll have
you're
to
going to be
see.
able
We'll
to
have to
tell
see when,
and see if we can actually see it on camera.
I'm sure Rocky or somebody will send
Yeah.
us timestamps. We'll have to check it out.
Yes, there was a tiny little moth buzzing around down here, doggone it. I'm trying to get back in William's chat so I can see what's going on over there. See if William and everyone's behaving themselves. Yep.
So there's still 14 in chat, and I'll say it again that William Nighthawk is has his own channel, and me and Jane, the Midwest Night Watchers, joined him on the platform, and we're on all of his channels on Facebook, and the paranormal channel or broadcast, and his YouTube channels, and his Twitch channels, and Twitter, and our YouTube and Facebook. So we're going out on quite a few social medias. And thank you, William, for having us on your platform. We
Thank you,
appreciate it very
William.
much, and we're grateful to you.
We love you. You're our brother. Yeah, thank you very much for sharing the StreamYard and platform and helping each other out.
And so far, we haven't got kicked off yet.
Oh, thank goodness, we haven't been striked
We
yet.
we haven't been banned, or
Nope, not yet. We haven't been striked.
not that I know of.
We've been trying to be careful. And everyone in chat's been careful what they're saying.
3:52 a.m. for a breeze on hand.
What?
He said when you said you felt the breeze on hand, it's
okay.
3:52.
Yeah, I mean, there is nothing down here. The furnace has not kicked on. It's usually, it's got to get down. You got to, what's 68, 67? I mean, the
Yeah.
furnace is not kicked on. There's nothing down here to make a breeze. I definitely felt a breeze go past me. I've experienced that before. I've had some paranormal experience in the past that three of us were standing in a shop, a gift shop. That's where I was selling crystals and stuff. That place was haunted. And definitely. Well, long story short, somebody committed suicide way in the back of the building. So yeah, it was haunted. But it had one of those real old doors, heavy wooden doors. And it really wasn't breezy that day, but you heard the door, wiggle like oh, it updated anyway. Thank you.
Wasn't there a little girl there too, though?
She claims she turned into a little
Oh,
girl.
she claims she turned.
Yes, when her personality changed and she would stare at you and then she would act like that little girl. And she claimed that was a little girl across the street that died in a fire, but I'm sorry, she was not a medium. Never mind. Well, anyway, but three of us were standing. We heard the door jiggle. And then at the same time, we all felt extremely freezing cold, like you walked into like a walk-in cooler in a restaurant. All three of us felt it, but we didn't feel spooked or anything. But then about 4 hours later, one of the same people and me, and then someone else, same thing happened, door jiggled, felt extremely ice cold, and then, of course it went away. But yeah, that breeze, that was definite a breeze that actually, I felt a cool breeze that just passed my fingers. And I had my smoke in my hand. And there was no breeze. You didn't wave or move around or anything.
I don't think so.
So that was definitely interesting. Interesting. And once again, I don't feel spooked or anything. I pick up on negative energy. I can tell if there's something in a house or if there's nasty spirits on someone. I pick it up.
It's 3 a.m. here.
Yep. Well, our longest was about 3:30. Got a half an hour, maybe break our record.
Maggie just said the same thing. 3 a.m. Did the gadget thingy go off?
Oops.
No, it's
No, but
still
I just-
there. Does it spell add any words?
No, the last word says lasting. And we've got 3 EMFs on and nothing is blinked behind us either. Now there was just that one time that you and I walked the field and we wanted to see if something would pop up and nothing would pop up. They didn't blink, but once we came into that house, even though we told them not to come in with us, remember that EMF was just going beep, 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 beep. And we went, really?
Thank you, Rocky. Yeah, everybody in Williams chat, Facebook, YouTube,
Yes.
and our channels,
Thank
please
you.
like, subscribe, give the thumbs up. If you can, give us a comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know how we're doing or any subjects you want us to touch on, and that would be wonderful. We appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah, we just love each and every one of you. You are all family. We're weirdo warrior night owls. We combine both of us. Weirdo warrior night owls. I'm seeing stuff in the sky every night here. The other things on the ground. Powerful gateways opening up. I am starting to see some blinks. Some of the things that was moving. I didn't have my phone with me, so I didn't check the apps or anything. But usually you can kind of tell what's a satellite and what's not if they fade out on you. Definitely if they blink and flash and you don't see anything. I've been seeing some activity. But the orbs, for some reason, are not really visible yet in the field. I don't know why, or if they moved on or something, but I'm not seeing a lot of orbs with my night vision. But I'm ready to get back out there,
Yeah.
get in the backyard, and I'm out there for hours. And I'm not just out there for a few minutes and go back inside. I'm out there for hours and hours and hours to the point that you get UFO neck. If you know what UFO neck is, it's you're up like this the whole time, and you get to the point like, oh my goodness, my neck is hurting.
Love said she would be hugging you before I would just breeze by. That's my nature.
Okay, my update is done. Can I get back in Williams chat, please? Because I really don't have to. You've got Williams chat. Actually,
Yeah,
I can kind of see it, but I
it's
don't want to
it's
put my
hard-
glasses on.
It's hard to read the tablet, but it's a lot easier on the screen. We might have to raise that up.
Well, I think I'm gonna try something. Is it the first one?
No, it's the other one.
It's the other one.
It's for the.
I'm turning it down just a little.
It does help.
It is making my eyes water too much, so I think it's that ring light is a little too bright. That's better. Yeah, we're not too dark. All right. Any
We
questions?
still got 13 hanging on with us.
You can ask personal questions or opinions on things or anything like that. We've experienced a lot of strange stuff. Do we know what it is? No, not at all. Even the things that I saw around the Big Dipper last year, I have no idea what it is. I'm guessing it was a portal that they were only allowed to come in for that hour and certain amount of weeks. Maybe it was that time of getting close to the fall and where the Big Dipper actually is lined up. Right now it's still kind of upside down, still kind of spinning around. Don't know, but I know they weren't satellites. They weren't Elon Musk. There was an hour of activity of nonstop, something coming in, powering up a little bit to the point they could probably cloak out, and then they cloaked out and disappeared by the time they got into the pan. I don't know, but there's many people seeing things now. If you go out and just look up, stay out there for an hour or so, you will start seeing movement. So many people say, I've never seen anything. Well, go out and look. You used to do the same thing. You'd come out and, several years ago, like, oh, I'm not seeing anything. You went back inside. Well, then you started coming out more often.
Yeah.
And then you finally started experiencing some of these things.
All right. Love you, love. We'll see you later.
We love you, love you, love. Thank you for joining us. And with a cigar, they go out. Surprised somebody hasn't asked me, what's inside that cigar? You gotta tell that story. Somebody accused you of being a pot smoker. So don't you know that's why people buy cigars?
All right, Susie. Thank you. Love you guys.
Good night, Susie. We'll probably be getting off of here pretty soon too. Thank you for joining us. Watch the replay and check the comments because Rocky might have some timestamps of phenomena behind us.
Phenomena.
Phenomena. Woo 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 woo. Phenomena. Woo 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 woo. That should be our theme song at the beginning of the show.
Activity in the sky. Yeah, they're definitely using holographic imaging.
No, they're clouding up the sky so you can't see. Now I have a feeling all the smoke that we're starting to see, I can definitely tell the sunset was really odd and funny looking. So I think the smoke's going to interfere with our visual effects here too. So everyone who's leaving, good night. Feel free to stay. Well, we were down to 13. We popped up to 14. Hey, somebody
Wow.
joined us. Hi. We'll be here for a little while. I'm not ready to go to sleep yet.
I'm getting there.
But we must not be boring everyone, or they would have taken off a while ago. So yeah, this is boring. So William, are you seeing stuff every single night? Because last year, yeah, it would be pretty much every night I would see something blink or something moving along and fade out, or something that's real teeny tiny and faint, and then all of a sudden it just powers up like this beautiful, bright, glistening thing, and then fade back out into this teeny tiny little thing.
See what the dog's barking at you.
She might have to go outside. Just check for skunks. You should have let me do it.
Yeah, you went last time. I'll let you handle the chat and talk to everybody.
All right. Well, what are we going to talk about then? Pick a subject. So, how many of you have actually experienced seeing strange lights and something in the sky that you cannot explain? Like I said, I've never seen anything super, super close. The closest thing I saw was our very first video on our channel that I'm thinking it was a mothership. I do not believe it was Elon Musk. And this thing just faded out and disappeared above our house. So good night, all. Not feeling well. Bright orange orb. Interesting. Bright orange orbs. Rotating UFOs with multiple colored lights. Interesting. I cannot wait to get out. Because I've been getting out some, but some of these nights are just a little too cold. So yes, I am ready to get back out and check out the sky, check out critters. I haven't heard any owls yet. I'm kind of surprised. Normally we hear little screech owls or barn owls, the hoot owls. Maggie, you've seen UFOs or lights? I think more and more people are definitely seeing moving stuff up in the sky. A lot more people. Now, the lower stuff, I just makes you wonder if it's our own or inner earth beings. The stuff that I'm seeing it's way, way up there. They're about the size of a star when they're going across the sky. Makes me wonder if we actually do have thousands and thousands of satellites up there. Is that another lie? I heard the other day that the conspiracy is there is no real satellites up there. They're nothing but balloons. Has anyone heard that theory? Really kind of makes you wonder. Right. Yeah, I see. There is times like out of the corner of my eye, you see just a bright flash. And even if I have my Psionics night vision camera, I'll go over to that area. You don't see anything moving. And I always get a good feeling about it. And I just kind of feel like they're saying, hi, we're up here. We're just kind of letting you know, yeah, we are aware that you see us and we see you. I've never felt spooked. And I always, kind of pray beforehand that I don't want any malevolent, bad, negative to show up and interact with me. I just want the good beings to interact. And you just cannot explain some of this. It really makes you wonder. Right, it couldn't be a satellite though. It was going so fast. Yeah, that's another thing I watched. There is a certain speed of satellites. There's other things that zip faster than a satellite. I've seen the International Space Station several times. That's a bigger light, and that actually goes really slow. Right. Now I'm facing north, and I do get to see a lot of the flight patterns of going to Chicago. And there is times that you'll see one of these little light phenomena kind of zip in front or zip behind. They kind of blink and makes you wonder what all these pilots are actually seeing that they're not allowed to report. Doggy go potty?
Yep. There was a possum or something out there.
Oh, there was.
Yeah.
Good old possum.
Man, we gained another person.
Oh, we got 15. Hello, welcome, whoever's here. Now, since my update is done, I can get back in William's chat. William said he had to go. Now you can kind of get caught up here.
I'm not gonna be able to catch up with everybody.
There. All right, now I'm back in chat. We got 7 over at Williams. Humans only see 440 to 707 terahertz. So think about what we don't have ability to see. Yeah, exactly, William. I agree. I agree. Even with night vision, binoculars, and cameras, what are we not seeing? Most people stare at their phone. Yep, they don't look up anymore. Or they just don't care. They go outside for just a short bit and smoke a cigarette and look around and go, well, don't see anything. You give up, go back in. Well, they know your intentions. If you really want to see something, you put your intentions out, say, will you please make yourself known? And you wait for it and believe in it. It will happen. I truly believe that. That's why I think more and more people are actually seeing blinks and flashes and power ups and that you just cannot explain. Hopefully everybody knows what a power up is. Is there anybody out there that does not understand what I'm saying of what a power up actually looks like? To give you an example, if you go to Isetti Ranch, either on YouTube or mainly on Rumble, his beginning of his show, he shows a lot of power ups. And he also shows the same mothership that I filmed. And it was taken, I think, 3 or 4 days before. And I saw that he uploaded that. And then, like I said, a few days later, it showed up in my backyard and I filmed it. And I went, that looks just like what James got on Isetti Ranch. So if you go to the beginning of his shows at all, you'll see like the little light and it just powers up and it kind of glistens and wiggles. And then it goes back down to being small and keeps on going. And what are you laughing at?
I don't know. I'm just smiling.
Did somebody say something though?
No, we
No.
don't have a CE5 or anything.
I know some people like Stephen Greer. I know what he's kind of doing. I've heard explanations, but I've heard a lot of people say they're disappointed that he's charging so much money to go there and then to perform the CE5 and then have UFOs show up. Well, I'm doing it in my backyard for free. I'm not spending thousands of dollars and traveling and going to conventions. And I think I am doing that. I'm not really meditating, clearing my mind. I go out and I do pray for protection. I ask for just malevolent and the good side and the light side to show up and interact with me. I raise my energy and frequency and vibration. I can't give this person credit. I don't know who I watched, but many years ago, they explained that if you sit there nice and quiet in your backyard, even if it's bugs, noise, just close your eyes and just concentrate and imagine yourself in an elevator. And you want to raise your energy and raise your vibration. And so imagine the elevator going up and imagine the elevator still going up and still going up, and feel that your energy is raising inside your spirit and your soul and your body. And you can just kind of feel that enlightening. And that's kind of how I do it. And I just send out love, joy, and bliss. When I see them blink and flash, I say, I love you. Thank you. So, is that CE5? It could be. I really don't know fully what Stephen Greer's doing.
Rocky said that 3 separate lights in a triangle formation joined together and shot up into the sky.
Oh, wow. Well, that's what I want to see. I want to see something kind of stop and then go zip really fast. That is one thing I have never experienced. I've seen them fade out, power up, and then 2 or 3 of them kind of crossing each other. But one to actually stop and go a different direction or zip off, that's something I have not experienced yet. The CE5 app is free for cell phones. It's interesting process of interaction. Yeah, I've experimented with tuning forks, singing bowls, Native American flutes, Native American drums, my tuning pipes, hand pan, of course, my hand pan. What else have I tried out there?
I don't know. Just good.
Yeah,
Good positive
yeah,
vibes and feelings and sending out love and
different instruments,
letting
different
them
frequencies.
know we want to talk to them or interact with them in a good way. Let us know you're there. Show us signs and
Yeah, show us the truth that something is out there. Do I know what they are? I don't know.
something.
Yeah, something. I do kind of feel that they're from different planets. I do believe in the Pleiadians and the Lyrans and these other beings of different planets, but don't know for sure. Are they angels? Because if the dark side has these UFOs, well, the good side has to also to go dimension to dimension. One time I had a real bright flash, and instantly in my mind, I sensed it was my mom saying hi because she passed quite a few years ago. Can we travel with our soul spirit? Is it energy? Our energy? Was it her that flashed? She doesn't pop in my mind that often, so it just makes me wonder. Like, I just sensed like her presence, and she was up there, and she said hi. Am I crazy? Yeah. I know I'm crazy, but I just have an open mind to all of these possibilities.
Yep.
Yep, same here. Yeah, I just go outside and focus on the Big Dipper, focus on the Cassiopeia, the W.
Yeah.
I focus on certain constellations. So then when I look at these in different times and spots, you can just instantly tell, like, ooh, that's a different light. There's something there that don't look right. And then you realize, yep, it's moving. Or I just sense for some reason I just sense look at a certain place in the sky and I go straight to something that's moving. And I can't explain that either. Either my energy's picking up that there is something moving or they're sending something down. I still have a hard time understanding that if they are way, 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 way up there, how do they know that I'm actually focusing in on them and they disappear, which I still say is the bad guys because they sense my energy. Or the other ones that power up or flash, or there's one time it wasn't a power, and that is a little bug right in front of me. That's a little gnat. Can
Oh,
you see it? It's right in front of my face. Yep, that was a little gnat. Doing the slide. All right, let's see if this little booger. Now you can tell that's a bug. He's just going. He's right in front of my smoke. I think he likes the vanilla. What
oh,
if, I do see him on the screen. See him?
yeah,
All right, now that is a bug.
but that's not,
Oh, now he's real close to the
but
camera.
that's not what we've been seeing.
This is a little gnat. Yeah. Just got bananas the other day. They shouldn't be bad yet. Yep. Hey, we just saw it. That was definitely a bug. A little gnat. Lovely. Spring and summer is on their way. Well, let's see. We still have 14.
Wow.
Now, when you were gone, William said he's seen orange orbs. The only orbs I've seen is one time in a vision in my sleep that there was an orb in our room and he and I both saw it and it was a quick little vision, but that don't really count. All my other orbs have been through the night vision binoculars. I've never seen one. Is he leaving?
Getting
Oh.
coffee anyway, but
Oh, getting coffee.
it's been almost 3 hours, so we're probably going to get off here
Yeah,
pretty soon.
we're getting pretty close. Give it about another 10 minutes or so. Feel free to ask any questions or comments. We'll pull them up on screen. Yes, something about a gnat.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely saw that. Definitely was a tiny little gnat, and I think I got him in my hand because I don't think I see him.
Poor
Yeah.
little guy,
Yeah.
he just mind his own business.
Well, he doesn't belong here. We got bananas upstairs, and I know that's where he's going. So, nope. So, yeah, we have a little moth tonight, and we also have a little gnat.
The other, just like Rocky just said, the other phenomenon doesn't look anything like a bug. We have light phenomenon, and we have what we call the woo feathers that look like a feather floating out of the picture, floating different ways through the room. And
That's the same with my ATN night vision binoculars. You can tell the bugs are solid white. The orbs are translucent and you can see through them. But bugs fly like they're stoned and drunk. You know, these orbs, you'll see them shoot straight up and then just kind of take off. Or they're moving along, they'll stop and go back down into the field. So this little thing that we just saw, yeah, that just got that definitely was a bug. And I knew that it wasn't a hair or anything in front of me. I actually knew that it was a gnat, and then he landed up here. I think I got him because I haven't seen him.
all right, well, we're going to wrap this up, and thanks everybody that stayed with us and tuned in and gave us likes and thumbs up and
Drunk stone bugs.
drunk stone bugs. And
Great time, guys. I love y'all.
be sure to check us out. We have we're going to try to do every other Wednesday night or Thursday early morning, at 12:30 a.m. Same time, same bat channel.
Yep. So next week, William will be probably Tuesday night, and then we'll be the following week on a Wednesday night.
And be sure to tune in this week, Friday night, for William's show. I can't remember. They alternate if it's Becoming Monsters or
I think it's Rabbit Hole.
Red Rabbit Hole.
I think the Rabbit Hole is Friday.
He alternates every other Friday, either talking about monsters or becoming monsters, whether they're Bigfoot, Mothman, reptilian, all the known characters. And then into the Red Rabbit Hole is more of the conspiracy theory, digging deep into these theories going on around that everybody talks about. And then Saturday and Sunday morning, we got the morning brew on Williams' channel. But all these shows are broadcasting on our channels too when Williams on, and when we're on, it's broadcasting on Williams' channel. So be sure to tune in, and we're glad you guys all showed up. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
And if you don't believe in everything we talk about, that's fine. We may not believe in all of it also. We're open-minded. Everyone needs to do their own research, go down rabbit holes. Don't watch just one YouTube, watch tons of them and read articles and actually dig. Use your own critical thinking and come to your own conclusion. Put that on your plate and don't look at other people's plates. Just focus on your own plate and what you kind of feel in your gut is true and what is accurate and what you feel like the Lord or God or a creator or great spirit is showing you.
So be sure to tune in to Williams' show on Friday. We got Saturday, Sunday for the morning brew. Then Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Central Time, we'll be doing our show, Piercing the Veil. So be sure to check that out, and then start all over the next week, and we'll go from there.
And hopefully we might pop on some evening that's not scheduled, and we will do live sky watch or something, or even if the meteor showers are going to be coming up this summer, that we'll set up the camera and hopefully, we'll get that going, that we'll be live and you'll be able to watch with us. So I think that would be a lot of fun. If not, we're going to do some campfires and I'll grab my Native American flutes and you can play a drum or something like that and keep an eye on the sky at the same time.
So once again, everybody, we'll see you this weekend for sure, and Sunday night. And William, we'll see you Friday. And like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and
Comment. Please comment
please comment.
afterwards.
Let us know about how the show is and what you liked. And
check the comments in the next few days. Rocky might have found some more timestamps, or someone else. I think my sister said she saw something and time-stamped it. So check the comments and then you can go back and see what everyone might have seen tonight.
So like always, love you guys.
Yep.
Thanks for stopping
Love
by.
you.
Everybody give out love and kindness to the world, to your friends, your neighbors, everybody. And we'll catch you next time.
Love you.
Love you.